Come on in, join the party. Coming in. Welcome to the Star Room. Come on in. Come on. Come on in. Welcome to the Star Room where you are the star. If you are out there, if you're here, let me know. Comment below. Share the live. Light up the live, right? Light up my life. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if my audio is good. Let me know. Let me know. Come on in. Come on in and join the live. Come on in and let me see you shine. Anybody out there? It says I'm live. It says somebody's giving the live already a thumbs up, which is wonderful. Thank you. Let me know you're here. Say hello. Chat with Kay. How's it sounding, Miss Kay? How is it sounding and how is it sounding all right? I wanted to kind of get on here a few seconds before SRF. Sweet. So you can hear me. Does it sound clear? That's my main thing. Am I clear? Let me see what else here. I've been messing around with this lighting system here. And I'm going to try to, oh, awesome. SRF, I took a look at your chart before this, just so you know. And I'm going to pull it up and then we can go through it. Can't see you? You can't see me? Seriously? For real? You can't see me? Oh, no. Why can't you see me? I'm looking at, uh-oh, that's not good if you can't see me, sis. Talk to me. Somebody talk to me. Sincere. Can you see me, Sincere? No, it's all like SRF is saying she can't see me. And Chat with Kay says I have a buzz. The wrong kind of buzz, right? Not the good buzz. Hold on. I know this is not going to sound good. SRF, you're saying I'm blacked out. Chat with Kay says she sees me. Sincere says she sees me. SRF, how's your internet? You might be having some internet issues, huh? SRF says she's blacked out. Charming line, Tina, excellent. Hello, lady. How are you? You're in and out. Okay, I'll be sewing. Okay, no problem. If you can't see me, if you can't hear me, if it doesn't sound clear, let me know. Don't forget, everybody, to give the live a thumbs up before we begin. And if you can share it out, that helps. Share it out with, I don't really care who you share it with. Anything, anybody, your other Gmail account. I don't care who or what it is. The algorithm loves it. It eats it up. So, yes, just keep chatting it up. Light up the live. Light up my life, right? So we have somebody who submitted their chart information, and that's the theme here. If you want me to take a look at your chart, if you want me to go over it and talk about some of the points, some of the concerns, or just if you have questions, I can do that. But this chart we're going to discuss tonight has something to do in particular with the new moon coming up. So if you guys saw the new moon video, okay, so I see you. Oh, I'm so glad you can see me. Charming line. Okay, SRF got you. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. Okay. Tina, you're working. I understand, lady. You got to do what you got to do, right? So the new moon is coming up. So if you haven't seen the video, you definitely want to go watch it. But I think actually all the names that I'm seeing here, I think you guys have all actually watched the video. And the new moon is going to be a really cool one because it's in the sign of Pisces energy. And Pisces energy is very dreamy. It has a lot to do with sleep and dreams, but it also has to do with Hollywood. And it's fascinating. I don't think a lot of people know this. Yes, take a seat. Thank you for the reminder, Mama Kay. Take a seat, get your drink, get your snacks, get whatever you need. I'm already trying to like dive right into the astrology and stuff, but again, it doesn't have to be all astrological, but it's understanding some of the finer things that we're going through. And right now with the sun in the Pisces energy, the sun is our energy. It's our light. It's how we light up our life, right? It's how we radiate and it's how we create. Hello, John. Great to see you. Yeah, let me take roll call here, right? So SRF is in the house. SRF, tell us where you're from. And SRF, I have a question for you. Not only where are you, I know you're in Kentucky. If you don't feel uncomfortable, could you tell me what town that you're in Kentucky? My astrologer partner actually recognized your birth town. I had mentioned your birth town, and she had a whole bunch of history and asked me if you knew some. I don't know. I'm not from there. I don't know anybody from there. Chat with Kay, you're here. How are you doing? And where are you from? let me see, Chat with K, and then we've got, yeah, Sincere. Where are you coming in from, Sincere? Where are you watching us from? And we also have, let me see, I saw the name real fast. John D. Yep, John, where are you watching from? So Chat with Case from Indiana, Frankfurt, Indiana. Okay. Really? Sanford, North Carolina. Sincere, I didn't know you were in North Carolina. I have a sister in North Carolina, believe it or not. A blood sister in North Carolina. That's awesome. Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. So far we've got excellent. So there's no buzz. You guys can hear me clearly because in a minute we'll light the candle. I'm going to get everybody time to get into the room, get everybody time to get their snacks, get comfortable. And yeah, if you got questions, you're going to ask away. Dre Cooks is in the house. Dre, where are you watching us from? I think I've asked you this before, but I don't think I got a clear answer. Dre Cooks is here. Hello, Dre. Welcome to the live. It's great to have you here. Don't forget, everybody, please thumb up the live and remember the algorithm and how all that works. It likes this. It likes you to light it up. That helps everybody and helps me, definitely helps all astrology. And what helps all astrology helps you. Ultimately, it makes my life easier. And if my life is made easier, oh, well, then I can assist in lots of other ways. Originally from Martinsville, Indiana. Martinsville, Indiana. Dre Cooks is watching from London. Awesome. London in the house. So far, we got mostly United States. Not a problem. I love the views no matter where they're from. U.S., United States. We got Indiana is strong in the house tonight, though, right? Chat with Kay, you're in Indiana? She's got the smiley face. I love that. Chat with Kay's from Indiana. We've got John is from Indiana. We've got SRF checking in from Russell, Kentucky. So SRF, you're in Russell right now. All right. I don't know where that is. I'm not going to lie. I know where Kentucky is. I've driven through Kentucky. Green Kentucky. I love the color of the Kentucky grass when I'm driving through there. It was amazing. It's been a while since I've done that, unfortunately. Let's see. Let me try to move some things around here. And all right, excellent. So come on in, like the live. Yes, Indiana in the house representing. Chat with Kay, you are in Anderson. John, do you know how far Anderson, Indiana is from you? Or vice versa? Chat with Kay, do you know how far Martins, where was that, John? Frankfurt, Indiana? Oh, no. Yeah, Frankfurt, Indiana? Or maybe that's what he said. Yeah, Frankfurt. I don't know how far they are. Maria, welcome, Maria. Thank you, sister. It's great to see you here. Margaret Marie, a.k.a. Peggy's in the house. Girl, I haven't seen you, and I'm glad you made the live. I know you've been talking about it, so that's great to see you here. By the way, there's a lot of, actually, almost all these people in this chat are YouTubers. I think I only have one person here in the chat that's not a YouTuber, and her, where is it? Charming Lion, I'm listening, and we are keeping you included. Frida Rome, welcome. Hello from Alabama. I got family in Alabama. Where are you at? What's your name again? Let me see that. Frida Rome. Where are you at from Alabama, Frida Rome? That is awesome. Oh, wait a minute. This might even be family from Alabama for all I know. It just says Frida Rome. I have no idea. Come on in. Make sure you thumb up the live. Share the live out. That helps. We're going to go through stuff. We're going to talk about the current energies. But if you guys have any questions, and it doesn't even, when we come here, each of us is a star. You guys are the stars. And we have to work together as a group. There's this great quote I saw under somebody's channel, and I'm actually going to quote them. And I don't see them here right now. But they had this awesome quote. And as YouTubers, we all understand this all too well. It's from SL Over Studio. It's SL, capital SL, and it's OLVERSTUDIO, Over Studio. So their quote is, coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success. So this was their quote. And I thought, that is so phenomenal. I said, where did you get that from? And she said, I just made that up. And I said, well, dang, you just made that up. It is quotable. I said, so I'm going to take it and I'm going to share it and I'm going to credit you because it's awesome. It's all about what it takes to make it. On YouTube, we need neighbors. We need friends. We find out that we have to create another family within this family. And so here we are tonight. I got Subliminal Radio now in the house. Frida Rome is from Tuscaloosa. Is that a real thing? Tuscaloosa, Alabama? I don't have my geography trick in here. So we got Margaret Marie from California. So we got two people. Subliminal, are you also from California? We got West Coast coming in strong. Margaret Marie said, well, sure. Awesome. It's great to have you here, Subliminal. We got to talk about your chart last week. So I want everyone to get comfortable, come on in, make sure that you are in a space where you are loved and where you are warm, where you are around, where you've got this energy and the vibe and the frequency going, where you feel comfortable and where you feel that you're going to be embraced. And so this is kind of the environment I want you to feel here. I want you to feel like you are a star and you're here to shine. So I'm embracing the differences of where everybody's from, right? And so far, we've got someone coming in. We got Dre Cooks from London. He's a great YouTuber who has some wonderful, some wonderful food. Check out that channel. He does some wonderful stuff with food. Actually, everybody here, there's a lot of people here, actually. SRF is not a YouTuber. SRF, I didn't forget about you. I only mentioned Charming Lion. But SRF is actually somebody who has submitted her birth info. So we're going to touch on some things that are relevant that has to do with this new moon coming up. And new moon times, tell me, you guys, what does a new moon mean? Does anybody out there know? We're going to introduce the new moon knowledge. We're going to talk a little bit more in depth about, and I want you guys to share with me your information. Subliminal, I know that this is like you are an expertise on this, and you may not be comfortable with me saying that, but you are. This is what your channel is all about, actually. Taking the power and the knowledge of the law of attraction and just living it minute by minute. You enforce that all the time, and you help us all to keep that in our thoughts and to remember that we're working with the laws of the universe when we understand, first of all, what the rules are and then how to work with them, right? And so that is a beautiful thing. But yes, please chime in. Remember, chat up the live, even if it means you're just putting an emoji. It's all good. It all works and every bit helps. Peggy, yes, Margaret Marie Peggy, you are big on the law of attraction. Tell us what you know about it. You are another one who has... You're another YouTuber. You've got a great channel, and you are the makeup queen, Peggy, right? Yes, 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 yes. I'm sorry, it's confusing because I got chats rolling there, but I'm going to try to read them here. So tonight's main thing is to focus on the new moon, because when we know about new moon energy, we understand that this is a time when we are working with the universe and we're working with the way the energy is flowing. And the whole purpose of that is that if you can work with the flow as opposed to trying to swim, like upstream against the flow, then you can actually get what you want to get done, right? Or understand that it might not be a good time to do a certain thing in particular, but a better time to be doing something else. So we'll talk a little bit more about the Piscean energy, because when you have a new moon in Pisces, if you focus on and understand the Piscean stuff, then you know what kind of energy you're working with. Classy Cookery just got into house. I see it popped up on my screen. Welcome, Classy Cookery. This is Classy. You're from the West Coast, I believe. Tell me where you're from again, Classy Cookery. So Subliminal is Nevada right now. Okay. Wait a minute. I'm so confused. I've got Subliminal and Margaret in. Is this true? Subliminal Radio, you're out of Nevada, and so is Margaret Marie. Okay. I'm just going to call you Peggy. You're also out of Nevada. That's amazing. Wow. California. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes. Tell me, guys. So far, we don't have really anybody other than Dre from outside of the United States. So far, everyone's pretty much in the United States. But you can put in what time it is, where you're at. That gives you something to comment about, which is great. Sincere, sincere, sincere. You are a Pisces sun. Yeah, Pisces. Excellent. So let me get kind of focused here real quick. So we're going to talk about the new moon in Pisces a little bit more. I do have more episodes coming about the new moon in Pisces, because there's a whole bunch of other energies and a whole bunch of planetary stuff. But we're going to talk about that. But we're also going to talk about Chariklo. Every live, we're going to bring up a new asteroid that isn't commonly talked about. And we're going to talk about the significance of it. And so the chart tonight that we're going to focus on for a little bit is somebody who, like I said earlier, submitted their information, but they have a very significant Chariklo in their chart. And so I want to talk about that, because this person's Chariklo is right on the new moon. Right on the new moon. And when I say that, it matches the degree of the new moon. So the new moon in Pisces is at 23 degrees. Excellent Charming Line, 10:10 p.m. in Anderson, Illinois. So remember, Charming Line and Chat with Kay, you are both in Anderson. I said Illinois. You are both in Anderson, Indiana. So that's awesome. Roll call. Yes, roll call. Excellent. Keep the roll call going. Mama Kay, you are Wonder Woman. So let me start reading some of these things here in the chat. Actually, let me light this candle so we can start this party. Let me light the candle, and then we can go in a little bit more depth into whether you have astrology questions, and then any messages that come through, any star messages, any information that comes flying through for anybody that's in the chat. But for me to do that, I got to make sure that I'm seeing you, right? Some people pop in and then they leave. Make sure that I'm seeing you, because then I can zero in on those names. And then we can actually, people can get what they want. Ooh, look at that. Cassie Mulligan's here. Cassie, what's up? And she's like, Cassie's got information. Chiron's wife. Yes, Cassie, you are absolutely right. That is who Chariklo is. Chariklo is the wife of Chiron, right? Okay, and so we're going to talk about that. We can't talk about Chariklo without talking about Chiron. And so for those of you here who follow astrology, that would be important. And Dre is still listening. Excellent, Dre. I'm here. I'm glad that you're still here and still listening. Awesome. Um, let me let me do something. Let me make a comment and pin it, because I always tend to forget to do that, and then we'll light this candle, okay? So hang with me, talk to each other. That would be great. There's quite a few people here that are YouTubers and quite a few people who aren't. So for the people who are not YouTubers, check out Dre Cooks, check out Chat with Kay, check out Margaret Marie, AKA, check out Classy Cookery, check out Sincere's Random Content. Let me see who else here. If I forget somebody, if I don't see your name, make sure I see your name. Get yourself in the comment section so I can suggest you to some of these people who are not YouTubers. Subliminal Radio. Check out Subliminal Radio. Frida Rome, if you're still here, can you please comment again, Frida Rome? You said you're from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So Frida Rome, are you a content creator? Let me know, Frida Rome. Are you a content creator? If you are, tell me what you do. Like, just real quickly, give me a couple keywords or something. Maria Mayadera is also a content creator. Check out her channel. Maria, oh, wait a minute. Maria, where are you watching us from? If you're still in the house, Maria, you are watching from out of the country, actually. So tell us, Maria, where are you watching us from, and what time is it where you're at? And thank you, Maria, for being here. Thank you, everybody, for being here. It's greatly appreciated. But let me see who else we got. So yes, Dre Cooks, I already spoke about. Check out Dre Cooks. He's got all the goods, all the food, just like Classy Cookery. They both have cooking channels, always making some awesome meals, which if you guys don't know me, which you may not, you may only know me astrologically. I am a big fan of being in the kitchen, whether it's cooking or baking. Just saw your live Victoria's Sequence. Victoria's Sequence, hello. I'm glad you're here. I know you submitted information to me, Victoria. Today's been a crazy day, and I did not get to your chart yet. So Victoria, what I will do is when the live's over, well, I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm not going to do it tonight. But I will definitely get your start pulled up tomorrow. And Victoria, if you want your stuff highlighted for the next live, all you got to do is let me know. But right now, while you're here with us, thumb up the live, share it out, and keep commenting whatever you do. Even if it's just an emoji, just keep the comments going. It'll be great. So yes, I think I got to everybody on the list here so far that I can see. If I can scroll down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to light my candle. And once we light that candle, the star room begins, because then we will light our sage and we'll start getting into the good stuff, okay? We'll start getting into I don't know, you know me. I'm going to start talking about kind of like just whatever comes through. Obviously, it'll have to do with astrology, but I like to clear the space. I like to get the sage lit and just kind of start fresh energetically. And I just put my candle out. That's interesting. Okay, let's try that one more time. Ooh, did you see the lighter? It kind of like did some crazy thing. And then we got to, oh, you didn't see it because you can't even, it's not even in here. That's why. I got the laptop in a different spot tonight. Okay. All right, how's that? Let me move that. We're going to light this. Yes. Uh-oh, I saw somebody say something about people are getting mad at me and I'm skipping ads while I play videos. Oh my gosh. Fellow YouTubers, help her out. I don't know what the people are getting mad at me. Seems like a very strong room. I'm getting some strong vibes. Excellent, John. I like hearing that. John's got some strong vibes. Awesome. Means we got some power in the house, right? Well, you know, Piscean energy, the sun is in Pisces right now. And when the sun is in Pisces, it makes us all extra sensitive. It makes you sensitive energetically because Pisces, first of all, is a water, okay? It's a water sign. It's a mutable water sign. So the sun being in Pisces, it literally actually, it actually dims your physical ability a little bit, and it amps up your your metaphysical ability. Okay, so your senses, your sensory, you know, beyond the vision and the smelling and the seeing and the hearing, it amps up these other senses that we have in our body. Okay, and so for those who are energetically sensitive by nature, this amps you up even more. Okay, so John, sounds like you're one of those people. You're sensing the energy in the room, which is awesome. I like that kind of talk. Let me make this comment real quick. Welcome to the live. And what we're going to do is, I'm using somebody else's laptop, so give me just 1 second, but keep the chat going around me. We are all psychic. Yes. Yeah, Margaret, keep talking. You have a lot of knowledge. Who else just came in? Awesome. I see trending now showed up. Trending, where are you from? Where are you watching us from? And what time is it? Christina, this is the Peril family representing. That's Perol. You want to go check out their channel. They come in a large way. If you don't know who they are, check out the Peril family. Actually, they're called Christina. I believe it's the Christina Peril family blog. Welcome to the Star Room. Welcome. Thank you, Trending Now. It's great to have you here. I'm trying to type right now, so forgive me for 1 second. It's a little awkward. It's a little awkward. There's a lot of information coming in. And we have the chance to create some massive unity. I keep hearing unity, unity, unity. Subliminal radio, yes. Subliminal radio. I keep seeing your classy cookery. All right, awesome. Yes, keep talking. So, Philippines in the house. There we go. Forgive me. I forget. I forget so many times. So we've got trending now from the Philippines. What time is it? 11:18. Yes, roll call. Keep it going, Mama K. Yes. All right, star, you have the star. Join the chat. Okay. Okay, so somebody, let me see something real quick here before I do that. There we go. All right. Excellent. Okay, now I can focus on you guys. All right. Okay, so we've got our sage lit, got our candle lit. I'm going to do my sage one more time because I had to focus on the intellectual side of my brain. I have to float back to the other side just for a little bit. So Piscean energy, what do you guys know about Piscean energy? Piscean energy is very creative, okay? It's very watery. Piscean energy represents Hollywood because it's dreamy, it's fantasy, it's science fiction. Now, for those of us who live in the United States, Piscean energy occupies the third house of the United States. So if you don't know this, the third house represents how you think. It represents the way you think. It represents what you think about. So if Piscean energy is in the United States' third house, right? This is the place of their thinking. It really helps us to understand in which the way that Hollywood is revered and, you know, kind of, you know, like we all want to be like, have a perfect look about us, right? We all want to, like Barbie, princess, you know, like we idolize people who are in the movies, right? So it's really interesting when you think about that. But the third house, Piscean energy, also represents, Piscean is the great actor. It's also politicians. Keep that in mind. It's also politicians. fascinating that actors and politicians share the same sign, Piscean energy. So, what I want to do, okay, is we're going to highlight Chariklo. Cassie, I'm sorry that you know about Chariklo. I know you wanted to hear more about some asteroids that we don't know anything about, you know, but understanding that Chariklo is the wife of Chiron. And if you know anything about astrology, or if you don't, Chariklo represents the wounds in your life, the wounds, whether they're emotional wounds, typically they're emotional wounds. But what happens with emotional wounds when they don't heal, right? When we don't process them, they actually manifest and they become physical wounds. So Chariklo, being the wife of Chiron, she's known as this strong feminine energy that can be there and assist when somebody else is in pain and when somebody else is suffering. They can be the support system, but in a way where they're the encourager, where they're the person who basically just has their back and who can understand and give them emotional and spiritual support. And I'm going to say this word spiritual many times because we're in Piscean energy right now. And when you're in Piscean energy, it's a very spiritual sign. It is so known as Christ consciousness because it has the understanding that we are all one, right? And so here we are tonight in we're on YouTube, we're in a chat, right? We're here in the star room where we are all stars and we are coming together and we are, yes, keep chatting, keep putting your comments down because I'm going to get to them. I see a lot of them coming up. Keep chatting. If you're chatting amongst yourselves, great. But yes, keep chatting because I'm seeing some really good comments fly by me and I want to get to them and I will get to them. So, but just understand that if Chariklo is in Pisces, I know I have this chart that I'm going to bring up. Chariklo is in Pisces in this person's chart, and it's in Pisces at 23 degrees. And so what that means is that Chariklo has the ability to be the emotional support system, the spiritual support system, has the ability of compassion and understanding, because that is Piscean energy, compassion and understanding and unity. Piscean energy transcends religions. And this is important, right? It's important because this isn't, like here right now at All Astrology, we're all stars. You're a star, I'm a star, we're all stars. The whole point is, regardless of your religion, regardless of your gender, regardless of your nationality, regardless of where you're watching me from, we are all one. Okay? There are enough similarities between us that bind us and that make us one. And together we make up humanity, right? There's only one race, the human race, that whole thing. So we understand that, right? We get it. We understand there's just certain commonalities that we have. Absolutely, we are one. There's certain commonalities that we have where we come together and we bond. And so having Chariklo there and having Chariklo be this divine feminine energy who has understanding, who has compassion, who sees the unity at the back of all things and beings, right? Whether this is animal, mineral, vegetable, people, human, it understands the connectivity because what are all these things that were created, right? Here I am, Cassie, with my trusty lighter. But, we think, oh, well, look, this was made by, actually, I can't read who it was made by. I'll just make up a name. This was made by GE, okay? But when we think about the details of things and creation, right? When we look outside and we see a tree, we see a bird, right? At the back of all of that, who created all that, right? Who created the stars, right? Who created the planets, right? There's this source that we like to look to, and many religions have different names for that point of source. So the whole purpose is to say, you know what? We understand that regardless what religion or regardless what your beliefs are, we are all one because we have that connectivity. We have certain things that just bind us together. And so I'm going to reread a quote that I read it earlier in case some of you who are just coming in now didn't get to hear this. This is by somebody who I don't think is here tonight, but they're a great channel, okay? They're a great YouTube channel. When I say channel, they put out a lot of really optimistic stuff. It's a music channel, just like Subliminal, another music channel. And It's SL over studio. SL over OLVER studio. Actually, I could just go like that. Yeah, I forgot. I'm on camera. I could just go like that, right? So coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success. You dig? And this is beautiful because it represents, it's like the theme of YouTube, right? As a creator, you need neighbors. You need neighbors that are good, that you need neighbors who are honest. You need neighbors who match your work ethic. And that is the way that you can move forward successfully, right? And so a lot of being on YouTube, there's a lot of, yeah, we spend a lot of time trying to figure out, trying to weed through that and weave through that, both weed and weave, right? Figuring out who's worthy. And I mean that in the kindest way. It's just that if you spend 10 hours a day or 5 hours a day on YouTube, and then you're with some, you know, you've got neighbors who don't have that kind of time because they have a job and they've got a family and they can't commit to that. And then people get mad because they're like, oh my God, I went to their channel, they're not returning, they're not doing this. It's like, you know what? Everyone has a difference in timing. Everyone has differences in responsibilities. And so there's just a whole lot of tricky stuff that we try to figure out. So the unity, that's the thing we're going to focus on. Bud, thank you for being here. I'm just realizing you're here, Bud. I'm sorry I didn't get to say hello to you. Let me catch up and see if there's people here that I didn't welcome into the star room. Remember, come on in. You are all stars. We are all stars. We're talking about Piscean energy. We are talking about the Christ consciousness, the understanding of unity. Thank you, Bud. I see that beautiful moon. We are understanding that no matter who we are, no matter where we're from, no matter what our religion is, that we are all the same, okay? Basically, energetically, we are all the same. We are all stars. So let me see here. Subliminal, Margaret, yes. So new beginnings, I love this. I'm catching up now. I've got, what does a new moon mean, right? I've got subliminal saying it means it's time to make a wish. Absolutely. I'm gonna tell you something. When I studied with the with different native tribes, this part is interesting. When I studied with different native tribes, first of all, many of the tribes do not hold ceremonies on a new moon, okay? I'm only going to say many, right? I can't speak for everything. But they definitely hold like full moon ceremonies. They also hold other ceremonies at different times of the year. But if there's a new moon ceremony held, they have to first train you. You literally kind of have to go through like a training period. Reason being, they understand that the power of a new moon should only, it should only be practiced, I'll put it that way, in the hands of someone who understands the power that's in their hands. That's how they feel about the new moons. It is so special that they feel if you're going to hold ceremony, you have to be trained in learning how to deal with the energy. And that blows my mind away because they're not basing it on astrology. They're basing it on the teachings from their ancestors. And it's amazing. And that's why I love, relating with different cultures and different religions and just different belief systems because I recognize the unity at the back of all these things. And then I connect those dots together and I'm like, wow. I mean, it blows my mind away. So anyway, they understand the power of it, but to a degree where they don't do a common new moon ceremony with a group of people. They don't do it that way. It would typically be with a very small group, and it's very specific too. It's really specific. Like in preparing for the fire, you got to get pieces of woods that are like pieces of, whether it's lumber or whatever, that are a particular size, and you're very, very, very ritualistic in how they put things together. So it's fascinating, fascinating. So yes, make a wish because the power of a new moon, as Subliminal says, the power of the new moon is potent. It's powerful. It's all about you make a wish and believe that it can come true. And what is Piscean energy? Believe, right? That's a big word. It's have faith and belief and spirituality, okay? So make a wish. Sincere says it's a new beginning. Absolutely sincere. It's absolutely a time for a new beginning. And that is it's a new moon. So when we think about the moon cycle, right? Actually, in native too, it's the same thing they say. Like, I'm hearing white light coming in. It's moon time. It's moon time. And so basically, I'm being asked to explain, which is that moon time, they relate to a woman's cycle. And so when they do that, first of all, a woman is not allowed to be a part of a ceremony if she's begun her cycle, literally, because the woman will be too powerful to be involved in a small ceremony, I'll say. Not that she can't be within the group, but she can't literally be one of the orchestrators, because what happens is her energy, she's so powerful, her energy will knock the group out of balance. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. Anyway, so there's all these different things, and it's like, how do they know this, right? How do they know this? They know, it's like they'll know something, but they don't have the science or the stars necessarily to, like, me studying astrology has the intellect supporting that knowledge, whereas they have that same knowledge, but they don't have this detailed information to support it. So it's mind-blowing when you see how we all really do, we have the knowledge. And so moon time, very powerful. I hear coming in, very powerful time. And the moons, it's that 28-day cycle, right? Sound familiar, right? For females out there, you understand it. So from your full moon to your new moon, right? It's like every 2 weeks, okay? And so, every 14 days. So 14 and 14 is 28, right? 28 days. And so this whole cycle of beginning and ending. So your new moon is your beginning, your full moon is your ending. It's a closure. So if you want to begin something in your life, do it on a new moon. So on this new moon, on this Piscean new moon, if you haven't caught the new moon video, go check it out. It's the video right below here. It'll be right there. It's the new moon video. And you'll see it on the chart, and then I go a little bit more deeper as far as the meanings of Pisces, and you see the sun and the moon together. Like, that's what the chart will show. It'll show you some other things, but that's what the new moons are. It's when the power of the sun and the power of the moon meet up. And so what they do, anytime two planets meet up, they energize each other. So think about that. Think about when two human beings get together, like intimately, right? There's this bonding that occurs, and energetically, the two become one. So kind of think about it in simple terms that way, and it's really easy to understand. So the sun is the radiation, it's light, it's power, okay? So the sun is your intellect, it's your ability to think. The moon is your emotions, it's water. So what happens, when you take that fire and that water together, they wind up and they become one. And what happens when you add fire to water? What happens, right? You got your pot on the stove, you light the flame, what happens? It starts to boil, right? It literally starts to boil. It becomes more active. It becomes alive. Like the water can actually burn you at that point, right? And it can do damage. So it's very strong. Your emotions literally are the fuel. Pretend you got a fire right there, and the flames are rolling on it, and you want to throw some gasoline on the fire. What happens? You throw some gasoline, or lighter fluid. All of a sudden, it's like, whoo, right? All of a sudden, it's just, whoo. All of a sudden, there's a big burst of energy. Your emotions do the same thing. So with your new moon, if you got something you're passionate about, something you are driven about, something you really want, you write it down. Subliminal, please share with us what you do for and anybody else. Peggy, Subliminal, let me see, Cassie's in the house. Cassie, Charming Lion. There's a lot of metaphysicians here. And anybody who works with energy is a metaphysician, okay? So this is what you want to do. You want to make sure that you understand what the energy is about, so you know what you're working with. And Piscean energy is a time of dreams coming true. That is Piscean energy, a time of dreams coming true. I kind of wanted to get my little candle in here. Sometimes it's in the thing and it's not. Let me turn this around. Only because it helps me, believe it or not. That's a 2-hour candle. It's my little alarm clock. So The Piscean energy, it's a time when dreams come true because it's all about dream and wish upon a star. That is the sign of Pisces, dream and wish upon a star. So for the metaphysicians who are here in the chat right now, please comment, please tell us what you do. I know a lot of people who will, when you understand the power of water, like for this new moon, it would be a really good idea to write your wishes down. My recommendations, I'm not an expert on this, but I've read a couple of books and I've actually been practicing this I've been practicing it seriously in a scientific way, like setting intentions and then keeping track as to what actually comes true, engaging that. And subliminal, I'm pretty sure you have too, like a scientist. And I'm sure she's not the only one. Please tell me if you've been doing the same. Put it in the chat, let me know. But what I've been doing is probably for about 7 years, I've probably been keeping close track. And when you have a new moon that involves water, okay, think about this. Water is a great conductor of energy, right? So if you write your intentions down, right? Write your intentions down, and typically the suggestion is no more than 10, right? That's the suggestion. Because if you go beyond 10, you lose focus. Now, Subliminal mentioned earlier, she's only doing 2. She focuses on 2. What does that mean? That means that's a lot of energy. She is serious. She knows, she's very clear about what she wants. And so the clearer you are about what you want, then the greater the possibility that it will manifest, because that is a key component, having some great clarity and detail, right? Meaning when you see it, when you envision it, you pull in as much detail as you can, down to the temperature, the smells, right? Doesn't mean you're writing that in your intention, but when you're visualizing, when you're doing your visualization of this is what I want, you really want to be able to pull in as much detail and make it as real in your mind as you can. Subliminal, can you please put in the chat here that saying you had under your channel the other day? It was wonderful. It was something about holding it in my hand. I don't want to steal your flame. I don't want to steal your light here. So I'm asking you to please, if you can comment that, because it's genius and it's really simple too. She says what needs to be said. She says what I say in like 4 hours. She says it in one sentence, in like 7 words. And it's like, duh, right? So it's wonderful. But if you write your wishes down and pour yourself a glass of water, okay? And put the piece of paper down and place that glass of water on top, right? On top of the wishes, okay? On the new moon. What that will do is it amps up the energy of those wishes. Now, for some people, they're thinking, this is crazy. Like, really? Is this for real? I say my prayers. I talk to the big guy. I talk to the big homie, right? That's how I do my stuff. But we're just talking about energy. And when you understand how energy works, you're working with the tools that God gave you. And God gave you the knowledge. So God expects and God wants for you the best for you. And if you're at a place in your life where you're ready to work with energy, then you'll do it. Then you'll be like, okay, this actually makes a little bit of sense. I might try this. And if you're not, that's okay too, because we all grow and we all evolve at a different rate. The whole point is that we just have to be okay with that. We don't have to expect somebody else to be where we are. Because I know Chat with Kay, if you ever go to her channel, definitely go there. She talks about some stuff where the recent one, which was fascinating, people were, disagreeing about something. And in that disagreement, I think, yeah, in those disagreements, like there were deaths, like people died. And it was like, is it that serious? Can't you either agree to disagree, find a way to talk about something that you don't agree on? And if you know you can't have those conversations in a peaceful way, or if you can't articulate, then maybe it is just best to walk away, right? But because you disagree with somebody or because you're different from somebody, doesn't mean we got to kill each other, right? It's okay to be different. We're supposed to be different. We are supposed to look different. We're supposed to be different. We're supposed to speak different languages. We are supposed to think differently. That's how we grow. If everything stays the same, if I only have the same experiences, I'm never going to change and I'm never going to grow. So let's go to the comments real quick here. Let me back up and see if I'm missing out on. I know I'm seeing a lot of awesome comments and you guys just don't know. how thrilled I am to see all the comments flying through. The faster they're flying through, the happier I am. I'm just like, let's bring on the stars. So here's our latest star in the star room. Let me scroll down a little bit and catch back up. Alabama, have I heard from you? Free to roam. Tuscaloosa. Okay, so here we go. Peggy says this is a vibrationally based universe. Absolutely. I'm always talking frequency, 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 vibrations, right? It is a vibrationally based universe. And some people would say, what the hell does that mean anyway, Peggy? Can you break that down? Can you give us to that in a little bit different terms? Everything is a vibration. Everything holds a vibration, right? Everything has a vibration. Everything vibrates at a unique frequency. You as an individual, as a human being, your astrology chart, when I first started like coming onto YouTube, I used to call it your frequency grid. And I don't think people understood what I was talking about, right? Because I was, just using words that nobody uses in that way, I guess, or something. So I stopped using it. But basically, it's what it is, right? Everything vibrates. Everything being, if it has an atom in it, it's vibrating at a certain frequency. Have you ever seen an atom under a microscope? It's alive. It's moving, and they have intelligence. Believe it or not, because when you manipulate them, when you add something and you watch how they respond, you literally see reactions. You literally see reactions. So everything vibrates at a frequency, okay? And so the idea is you want to match those higher frequencies. There are frequencies, higher frequencies, right? Higher frequencies than G, higher frequencies than all of us. But if you can raise your vibrations and get up to those frequencies, you then have the ability to get the knowledge that's available at those frequencies. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Let me know. Let me read it here in the chat. Peggy, okay. Peggy says, let go of the oars. She said, let go of the oars. I think what she's talking about is you want to work in conjunction with the energy. You don't want to work against it. If you're oaring, right? If you're in the boat, if you've got the oar in your hand and you're paddling along and you're working really, really hard, right? She's saying, let the current carry you, is what she's saying. And when you let the current carry you, you will, without a doubt, you don't have to work as hard, right? It's kind of like the trine energy when you got a triangle going on. It's an ease, it's working with the energy. And so when we learn the different flows that we're in, when we learn the meanings of the different energies, then we are working with the universe. We are working in the flow of it. She said that boat will turn itself around if it needs to. Absolutely. You are so right, Margaret. I'm so glad you're here, Peggy. You've got so much knowledge to share with all of us. This is awesome. Okay, so let me see here. Gotcha. Classy's coming in from California. All right, I backed up a little bit. Okay, down Lake Tahoe. Okay, you're near Lake Tahoe. I've never been to California, so it's somewhere that actually somewhere I have wanted to go, right? It's warm, it's beautiful. You've got all the different, California's such a long state, the southern and the northern. You've got a lot of different climates that you're going to be in there. I'm always loving that. Okay, so let me get here to Ohio. Cassie, yep, in Ohio. Thank you, Cassie, for showing up. I know I already said hello, but I'm still grateful each and every time anybody shows up. I love your feet, bud. Those just show. I love the feet just showed up. That's awesome. But I'm so honored that you're here. I really am, brother. I really am. Because I know Saturday nights seems to be a hot time for lives. I know that. I do. And I understand it because, well, it's the best time for me to go live. And I know it's the best time for a lot of folks. If I haven't said your name yet, if I haven't said hello to you, I'm not ignoring you. I'm going to get to you. I'm going to get to you. And I'm going to address and speak to you and say, hello, Victoria. You are still here. Thank you. Okay, let's see. A big fan of food, right? Who is not a big fan of food? Oh, excellent. Victoria, excellent. Let me see here. So, Victoria, did you tell us where you're from? Did I get to hear that? I don't need your home address or anything like that. I'm simply trying to find out where people are tuning in from. And I don't know if I asked you that. If you didn't, let us know. We're just trying to find out where's everybody watching from. And what time is it where you're at? I think you actually You might have even have said that. God, what did you guys have for dinner tonight? Speaking of food, everyone keeps talking about food here. I did mention it early. SRF, you're so awesome. I love all the stars and the emojis, FRS. It keeps me alive, right? Keeps me going. People are getting mad. Oh, Classy, I'm sorry people are getting mad at you, but don't take it personally, Classy. You know how people are when it comes to social media and on the internet? They'll say things they wouldn't normally say to you face to face. So don't take it too personally. And not only that, but there are things, like I'm going to be honest with you, when I started YouTube, I did the YouTube Academy. I went and did all that crap. But there were things that YouTube Academy did not teach me. There were things that I learned only from my fellow YouTubers that YouTube had no, it was things they taught me that I found out they were true. But YouTube Academy didn't teach me those things. So it's a learning experience, even if you went to the YouTube Academy, which anybody can go to. It's free. It's on YouTube. You just punch in YouTube Academy, and there's all these little videos you get to watch, and then they ask you questions, right? And then you get like, oh, you passed, or oh, you failed, and there's no real grading. Oh, hold on, I lost some lighting. There's no real grading system or anything like that. Oh, God. Well, I can't remember if that's where I was at, but that's okay. So what you want to do is just have patience with the process. It's a learning process. I think I've been on YouTube since 2019, and I'm learning stuff every single day, honestly. There's just, because it's always evolving and changing, and it changes with the people that are on it and with the people that are your neighbors. It changes with your audience. So it's always going to be changing. And they change the rules too. So you just kind of, you got to be, what's the word? Mutable. You got to be flexible. This is the time we're in, right? We've got the north, right? The north node is in the sign of Gemini, and the sign of Gemini represents being flexible. Flexible with your thinking, and also flexible in the way you communicate. Big deal. Very big deal. So what else do we have here? Yeah, this is awesome. I'm so happy that I have so many people who are on YouTube here, and I have people, a nice amount of people here who are not YouTube content creators. And I like that combination because I just think it makes it's a beautiful statement of the variety that we have here. And I love variety, in case y'all don't know that. This is why seeing everybody here. Classy Cookery says she can't sleep. Well, then you are in the right place, Classy. You were in the right place. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, this is Christine. Oh, awesome, Christine. I'm so glad that you're here. So, Christine Peril, it's not saying the name here, but she's using, okay, gotcha. I got you, Christine. Excellent. I said it earlier, the Peril family, Christine Peril family vlog. She doesn't have her name in the chat, but maybe one of these days I'll actually create a moderator, somebody that can, yeah, I just haven't given it much thought. I'm here to do, astrology stuff and to give messages. That is my main thing. So, yeah, Taffy's out there. She was scratching at the door earlier. Amy Brown, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Amy Brown, you're here in the chat. SRF, are you still in the building? I'm pretty sure you are. And I don't know, maybe you two already talked, but you two need to talk because SRF is in Kentucky, and she set up in the chat earlier where she's at right now in Kentucky. Amy Brown has a question for you, SRF. All right, let me see. So, John, what's up, John? Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you being here. John says maybe a higher consciousness should say. Yeah, higher consciousness, that's a really good way of putting it as well. I missed, okay, Hoops Family Network. Hello, Hoops is in the house. Thank you, Hoops. I'm honored to have you here. Thank you. It's great to see you. I'm doing well. How are you doing? It's good to see you. Bud, hello, Bud. I love those blue feet you got here in the chat. This is awesome. Very awesome. I love it. Classy says, oh, wait a minute. I got to back up a little bit. We got a whole bunch of comments here that I didn't even go see. Let me see. Team Gravely's in the house. Hello, Team Gravely. Thank you for coming through. Lou S. Thank you, Lou S. This is Arizona, right? What time is it in lovely Arizona, Lou S? It's great to see you here. It's awesome. There you go. Margaret Marie Peggy says, the thoughts you think, you create. Absolutely. The thoughts you think, you create. I don't know if Subliminal put her comment in here yet about, she might not have, which is fine, but basically kind of what Peggy just said, which was her quote was, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. And that's genius. I love that. That's absolutely genius. So we've got, thank you. Oh, awesome. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, Team Gravely. Team Gravely. Go check out Team Gravely. I know a lot of people here are already friends. And if you're not friends with Team Gravely, go check them out. They are a team, okay? A team. I can't, they're like maybe 5 or 6 or maybe even 7 channels deep. Let me back up a little bit so I can see if I know I'm kind of floating all over the place. Yes, yes, yes. Venus rising. Hello, Venus rising. Venus rising, where are you watching us from and what time is it? Welcome to the live. Welcome to the star room. We are all stars. We're doing messages. If you want to see a message for yourself, make sure that you keep yourself relevant in the chat so that I can find you and I can see you. So we've attracted this moment. Absolutely, John. I love that comment. We've attracted this moment. Yes, right? It starts here. We have attracted. I am doing what I always do. I'm going backwards. And this is, you're not going to believe me, but this is, yeah. And when I encounter a text, whether it's a book, the way I came in, I start at the end and I go backwards. And I really, anyway, it's confusing. I don't even want to try to describe it to you. I know it's kind of like dyslexic, but I don't even know how to, I don't know what the word is for it. God, I'm missing so many comments. Keep commenting, guys. I'm going to catch up. I'm going to catch up, I promise. Okay, so we create with our thoughts. Welcome to the star room. Absolutely. So here we go, okay? John says, my wife is from the Philippines. See, Philippines are representing. Good job. I'm liking that. I have a lot of support from folks. I have a lot of support from people who are in the Philippines who are watched. They're, you know what I like? I find they're really honest. That's just the truth. They're very honest individuals, very straightforward, very honest. And that's not to say that, you know, somebody somewhere else isn't honest. I've just come, you know, maybe it's just a, you know, a subliminal thing. I jive with them really well. So yes, Piscean energy is very sensitive. I see that Sincere says that. She says they're very sensitive. And so see, Classy, this is also, this is lending towards your comment, which was that somebody said something to you and either you feel guilty or they're making you feel guilty. This is a sensitive time, okay? And so this brings up my next point, which is on this new moon, it is a sensitive time because the new moon involves the sun and the moon, but it also involves the planet Venus. It's going to be very close. And so Venus is about what you value, right? What you love, what you value. This is important to understand, okay? Because what that means is things that you hold of value, you're going to be sensitive about because they're in they're in the sign of Pisces. So your values, you're going to be overly sensitive about things that you value. All right. So when is the date of the new moon for my astrology people? When is the date of the new moon? I know that I got some astrology people. Blessed 143. I'm sorry. I'm just seeing your name right now. Blessed 143. It's so good to see you here. Mariposa. Excellent. Hello. How are you, sweet lady? I'm so happy to have you here. That's awesome. Look at the astrology people. Awesome. March 13th. I saw it come up on my screen. Lou S. March 13th. Subliminal, the 13th. That's phenomenal. Yes. It's on the 13th. And so knowing the time of the new moon is important. Look at Subliminal. Subliminal, you need your own show, lady. Like you could have a show. I mean, I know you have your own show, but you're on live. You could just do it. You could talk about all this. She's just like, she's got her antenna up super high and clear and it comes through so strongly. Subliminal, you are awesome. That is so great. So Subliminal already gave you the time, but what you also want to know is what energy are you working with, which is, we'll give an example. It's, you see a bath and you see it filled with water, right? Don't you want to know the temperature, right? Before you jump in the lake or you jump in or you get into your bathtub or you go to dive into that pool, sometimes you kind of want to know what the temperature of the water is before you get into it, right? And so this is the same understanding. We want to know the temperature. We want to know what the energy is that we're dealing with and what we're working with. So Piscean energy is sensitive energy. It highlights a spiritual sensitivity. So for many people, this is a time not only of just setting your intentions, it's a powerful time for praying, okay? Intentions. Some people say that wishing, intentions, and prayer are all the same thing. Some people say they're different. This isn't about that, okay? I don't want to make it about that. I want people to get, like, hey, but this is this. We'll save that for another time if you guys want to go deep into that. Because one of the authors I've often recommended is Jan Spiller. She goes deep into that, actually. She talks about the differences between intentions and prayers and wishing. So I'm not trying to do that right here. What I am trying to say, though, is that it's a powerful time, okay? And it's a powerful time because Pisces is about what you dream about, what your wishes are. It's Walt Disneyland or Walt Disney World, right? What's their thing? Hoops, you know this. You're like a Walt Disney. I've never been to either one of them, okay? So I'm probably getting all that wrong, but they have like a logo or a saying, right? What's their saying? It's I don't know, when you wish upon a star or something and blah, 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 whatever that is, comment it to me. But it is very much a Piscean thing, okay? So now the planet Neptune rules the sign. When you wish upon a star, I see that, thank you. The planet Neptune rules the sign of Pisces, okay? So if you have a chart and you see the planet Neptune, right, understand that you're also, it's the same meaning for the sign of Pisces. So Pisces, Neptune, one and the same thing, okay? So what we're going to do is we are going to take a little bit deeper of a look at a chart. And SRF's chart, right? This is somebody who was in the chat, but she gave me her birth digits before the live, which is important. So if you want your chart highlighted in a live, you got to make sure I have your digits and your birth time ahead of time. And then I can talk about it and we can go over some of the things. But what you want to make sure is that you get it to me ahead of time. Don't spring it on me before the live, like minutes before or an hour before. I got to be able to pull it up and to take a look at who you are. So the new moon is at 23 degrees of Piscean energy. Okay, 23 degrees of Pisces energy. And what you want to make sure is that you look in your chart. So SRF, if you're looking at your chart, actually right now might not be a good time. It looks like you're in the middle of a discussion. I won't just spring this on you. If you're talking right now, I can wait, SRF. That's not a big deal. Seriously, I'm going to be here for another hour or two, right? I stick around until my phone runs out of battery. I found out the hard way that you can't charge your phone while you're live. So we hang out as long as she said I'm good. Yeah. Yes. So awesome, bud. So great to have you here and have you checking in. I see something. Okay, here we go. Charming Lion. I always love hearing from Charming Lion. I find that Pisces folks are very psychic without realizing it. Amen. Aho. Charming Lion, you are so on point. You're absolutely right. I actually have one of my housemates here is a Pisces sun sign. And this person you will see, right? And you will hear, they'll often say things that they don't even understand, that they're literally hearing it. They're literally hearing it from the universe. They're getting the information. They have the information and they're sharing it. And then they're like, oh, okay. Like they're not even like the connecting of the dots, the detail of what's connecting completely escapes them. And this is important. This is important because what's at the opposite of Piscean energy, right? Yes, Cassie, here comes the lighter, right? What is at the opposite of the Piscean energy? You can't really, can you see it? So like, here's Piscean energy, right? We'll say where the flame is, okay? And so we'll say at the opposite side, right? The opposite side is what? What sign is at the opposite of Piscean energy? Do we have an answer? I know you guys know. I know there are lots of people out there that know. I see one coming up right here real quick. Virgo is at the opposite of Piscean energy. And Virgo represents what? Virgo represents the details. Not only does Virgo represent the details, but it knows how to connect the dots, right? Look at all these people. Virgo, excellent. Lou, Sincere, SRF, excellent. They all said Virgo, you guys got it. Excellent. So they understand. Good job, John. You were very close. You were only off by, you were very close, John. Virgo is number 6. Libra is number 7. Yeah, Virgo is number 6. Libra is number 7. You were very close, John. So Virgo knows about the details and it can connect the details, right? And the details that Virgo connects creates the bigger picture, the whole. And I put my hand over here for a reason, because the whole is Piscean energy. And it's not HOLE, it's WHOLE. It's the big picture. But like the universal picture, it is the whole, right? It's the 360 degrees. So Pisces, the sign of Pisces, is number 12 because it's you've already lived through all the 11 signs, and the last sign is Pisces at number 12 because within the sign of Pisces it contains all the previous signs. I know, right? Does that blow your mind away or what? Come on, keep it going, subliminal. I see you there. So it's fascinating. What that means is then that Pisces has the knowledge, right? If you have a Pisces who can be clear, because it can be difficult. I mean, it has a lot to do with other things in their chart too. I'm not even going to lie. It has to do with their Mercury, has to do with their third house. Yeah, it has to do with what's going on in their Gemini energy. Sometimes they can be go to the opposite and be just, be all Piscean, which could be really delusional energy. It's really a good creative energy. Okay, that's a better word I should use. Super creative. They should be writers. They should be, science fiction writers, fantasy writers. They should be, making movies. They should be writing books, right? Writing screenplays, making music. Okay, that's what you use that energy for. It's not, yeah, it's not really grounded in earth. So when you think about the Virgo and its ability, I know I'm covering up my beautiful thing. When you think about the Virgo and its ability to see the details and connect the details, okay, those details and those connected details give you the whole, the bigger picture, the WHOLE. Piscean energy, okay, if it doesn't have some strong Virgo qualities, it has a hard time seeing the details, okay? It may know the end result and not know why it knows the end result, which is a lot of what I've learned to understand, about not only my chart, but a lot of other folks that their charts that I see. They may know something and not know why they know something. That's a strong Piscean thing, okay? You just know, like it's a knowing without knowing. So this new moon energy, this wish upon a star, right? What is it that you want? What do you want? I've had lots of deep conversations with a lot of different people. And to get people to pinpoint what it is they want, like if, you're to say, hey, you have a wish, you got a wish upon a star. You can write down 5 wishes. What would those wishes be? Some people have no problem writing down right away what they want. Other folks, it may take them a minute. They may be confused. They may say or realize they don't know what they want. Not really. Because then when they get to what they want, they realize, well, do I really want that? Do I really want this? So it's very important to try to pinpoint what it is that you really want. It is, if you don't know what that really is, because some people like, yeah, I know what I want. Of course I know what I want. When you start having those self conversations, those little self talks, and you start really going inward and start thinking, you come to a realization sometimes, oh my gosh, all this time, and I really don't know what I want. So that would be step one. That would be step one. And if you're there, you're not alone. You're not alone. There's a lot of us that are just like, okay, what do I really want? So that can be difficult, okay? But once you get past that, then it's a matter, then you say, okay, I'm ready to start working with energy because I know what I want. And yes, anybody who's working with energy, you are a metaphysician. And that is, that's phenomenal because you're working intelligently with the universe, with the universal frequencies. So let me get to some more of these comments here, which is beautiful. Yes, keep on coming with these. So did we hear from Victoria's Sequence where she's coming from? I saw her name pop up again. She's saying hello to everybody, which is beautiful. I'm loving it. Let's see. So Peggy says, Peggy, you're here again, which is wonderful. We are all psychic. Our inner being knows everything and it flows to us and through us. Yes, Peggy, love it. It flows to us. Yes, we are. That's the thing. People teach us, when you listen to like these inspirational teachers, a lot of times they'll tell you, you really have to go within. The biggest mistake you can do is go without. And it doesn't mean when you say go without, it means don't go outside of yourself for answers. Don't go outside of yourself to find peace. Don't go outside of who you are to find happiness. You have to go within. You have to go and do that work. You have to go within. And when you go within, chances are you may see things that you're not real happy with. Hold on one second. One of my papers fell. Hold on. Let me get this little thing here. Oh, okay. Okay. So chances are you may find, you may see, you may hear things that you didn't realize were there. And it's typically just stuff left over from childhood. For some people, it's stuff left over from another lifetime. And I know that term right there, another lifetime, I know that doesn't agree with a lot of people. And that's okay. So we'll stick with childhood if that doesn't agree with you. But there's things left over. There's things that happened when we were younger, all right? And when those things happen, sometimes those things were too much to deal with. And if you're one of those individuals, there are times in your life as an adult where you're still processing those things. And that is so normal. But understand something, until you're brave enough, until you are willing to process those things, they become a block. They become a roadblock to going further, to growing further, to elevating. They're actually what's keeping you, you know, stagnant, so to speak. And, and anyway, I don't want to get too deep on that because then it becomes a distraction and I start talking about some other stuff. And so we got to keep focused here. But just recognize that going within, it might not be all roses. You might come upon other things that you weren't aware of, and it's okay. It's okay. Just process it. Just work with it. Just know that, you loving you, self-love, the best love, absolutely. When we love ourselves, when we fill ourselves up, then we have not only can we help, but the quality of our help, what we can do for others then is that much richer and that much greater. Okay. Hello, host. Yes, Christina, I got you, sis. I see you. Working hard at the meat shop. I know you're working hard. You're always talking about being there and working. And yeah. So Classy says she can't sleep tonight. Well, thank you for being here, Classy. We are pure positive energy. The same energy that creates worlds is the same energy that's in us. Absolutely. We are a spark of the divine, right? We are. And I know there are people who they may not like the words that like we are all creators, right? They may feel like, God, if I call myself a creator, then I'm taking something away from the creator, right? No, no. It's you know, we are that which created us. Now, that's not to say that someone is to worship me. That's not to say that you're to worship another being, right? It's not to say that, but it's to say that you have those potentials. If you're someone who's, into Christianity, go read some of Jesus's words. Read them carefully, and you will understand some of the metaphysical messages he was giving. He was giving there's a lot of knowledge there. Don't always take it for granted to mean what somebody else somewhere else told you that this is what he meant by it. Just keep that in mind. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So let me scroll here real quickly. Let me get to some of this stuff. Okay, Classy, you're still dealing with your heart being disturbed. Hopefully there's somebody in the chat talking with you about that to help you sort that through. I'm so sorry to hear that. But again, remember, we're in the Pisces, very sensitive time. I'm catching up. I'm catching up. I'm a little slow. I'm a little slow. Blessed 143. Yes, I said hello. Cassie, I don't know enough about it for sure. Cassie, what is it that you don't know enough about? Please tell me. Oh, I'm guessing you're talking about Chariklo. We're going to get into Chariklo again. So Chariklo, okay, hold on. Charming line, I find that Pisces, yes, they're psychic without knowing it. Peggy, this is what we call contrast. In order to know what you want, you have to know what you don't want. Thank you for saying that. That is so true. And how does one do that? How does one find out what they don't want? You experiment, right? That's what I learned to do. I embraced my Aryan energy and I was like, well, this would be a good time to experiment, right? This is a good time. This is how you find out what you don't want. You experiment. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, this is what the experiences are for. Absolutely. Thank you, Clash 3. Love those stars. All right. Yes. Okay. Let me see here. Mama K, I'm not sure what the tongue hanging out of the mouth means exactly. I'm guessing maybe that's maybe King's in the room with you. Star beings. John says star beings. My grandpa Estelle, ancient. My grandpa Estelle, ancient name meant star, of a star family. All I know is they were Benjamite. Interesting. John, I would love to know more about that. That's something I know nothing about. That's fascinating. Star of a star family. All I know is they were Benjamite. Wow, that is so cool, John. Thank you for the stars, bud. I am loving it. I dig it. I do too. This is phenomenal. Trending now. We are one. Absolutely, Christina. Thank you. Cassie, I caught the neighbor's dog today. Uh-oh. A smart husky. And my friend is helping me clean my house. Cassie, why am I not surprised? Cassie, first of all, let me start here. What does that mean? I caught the neighbor's dog today? A smart husky. What are we talking about? Maybe it's none of my business. Is this one of those conversations you're having with somebody else? I'll scroll past it. But Cassie, I'm not surprised you're doing something with your house. You're always reorganizing, moving something, cleaning something. You are definitely you value the home, without a doubt. Yes, yes, yes. The real power is in thought control. You know what, Peggy? You can't say that enough. Absolutely. And that's getting to when working with the Native Americans. It's why they wouldn't teach the new moon ceremonies to just anybody. Those were a special gift. Like you had to know somebody. They had to know that you've been through that. You have a certain level of understanding. I'll put it that way before they would teach you their ceremonies when it came to new moon time. Because if you could have whatever it was that you wished upon, okay, and yet you didn't have control of your thoughts, well, could you do damage then with that? Right? Could you do damage? So Peggy, I'm really I'm so glad you made the mention that you commented that, because that is a big deal. Thought control. Absolutely. I'm a big believer in that. I learned that as a young individual. You got to learn how to control your thoughts. Yeah, absolutely. It's so awesome. Bud, throwing some foxes up there. Yes, you ask in many ways, given every time. Thank you, sincere. Classy, or I'm Cassie, Cassie. It seems I got someone classy, someone Cassie. So one of the favorite things I learned from a Native American is that in his culture, your third eye is the back of your neck. So when they did ceremonies, you bend over a lot to show your neck to the stars. Fascinating, fast. That is absolutely fascinating. Cassie, do you know what like culture or tribe that was amongst? Do you know the name of that by any chance? That's really interesting. I've met people who were like part of the Mayan, Aztec, believe it or not. And so I sat in ceremony with some of those folks, and they did things very differently too, but not that. I never heard that. This is not about wrong or right at all. This is about sharing the differences. This is what this platform is for, definitely. Share your differences. Share, show me, tell me how you're unique, right? Let me see. Yeah, Yes, thank you, Bud. I'm loving the moons. Yes, we have okay. We have wave tides at the beach. All right. Fascinating. Your reading always gives strength. You know, Classy, I want to make a mention to you because I know this came up for you last time in the reading. You, sister, all you got to do is just show that smiling face, girly. Just show your smiling face. You've got so much vibrancy. You've got like that Leo. You've got the sun rules the sign of Leo, and so when you smile, when you are looking at your people, when you are relating with them, there's a spark that comes through. There's a charisma. There's a personality. It just shines. It shines, sister. I'm telling you. So I know you're working on it because I know you mentioned at one of the lives that this was a goal of yours, how to become that person. Understand that this new moon, right, in the sign of Pisces is in a way very similar with that Leo energy, in that it's about somebody being the actor, someone being on stage, someone being in the spotlight, someone being able to perform. So I want you to keep that in mind. I know, it's like saying, okay, well, I know I'm classy, at home, I'm classy mom, right? You're a great mother, you're a great wife, you're a great YouTuber, okay? You only have to convince you that you can do it because you have the presence when you engage with people personally and you're looking at that camera and you're talking to them. All you got to do is focus on one being at a time, Classy, and your originality, your authenticity. Remember that came up last time and it's coming up big again. Embrace your ethnicity. Embrace your ethnicity. It is your power. It is your power, right? And as a female, folks, for all of you who are in the chat, right? For any females, and this goes for males as well, but understand you want to embrace your feminine qualities and power and characteristics right now. This is all about the rise of the feminine power. It's not necessarily saying, okay, feminine power is going to take over the world. No, it's a recalibration that we're living through. It began at the end of 2019, going into 2020. It's a recalibration, and we still have it. There is this. It's called Eris, right? Eris is the divine feminine power coming through, and Eris stepping up and saying, "I've been on the back burner. I'm underpaid. I'm not recognized, and it's time for a recalibration. It's time for a recalibration. It's time for Eris to come up and to say, okay, I'm your equal. I deserve equal respect. I deserve to be taken seriously. I deserve to be heard." So this is for all of us, regardless of our gender, okay? Regardless of our race, regardless of who we are, we each have masculine and feminine energy. And it is time for you to lift up that feminine side. And I'm going to have to take a sip of water. The heat's blowing in my throat. As soon as that happens. Okay. So it's a recalibration. It's the matriarchal society being reestablished, in essence. So when we think about the matriarch, Amy Brown, I see that you're here. You can give a whole essay on the matriarchal society in your comment, but it's basically just a recalibration of the masculine and feminine. One more sip of water. Okay. I'm going to read these comments until this passes. Man. Okay. So what I was doing was giving Classy another message, right? Thank you, Mama Kay. I see what you're doing there. Thank you, lady. I appreciate that. So Venus rising, I don't think you're here. And if you are, tell us where you're oh my gosh. Tell us where you're coming from. Law of attraction. Peggy says that is the law of attraction. Trending now, yes. Thank you. Okay, Bud. Bud says that's funny because I have always been in tune with cycles, and 14 and 28 cycles click with me. Yes, Bud. 14 and 28. That's the lunar cycle, right? That's a woman, that's the feminine cycle, the lunar cycle, right? Let me see what else we have here. I love rituals for my intentions. So, Cassie, I would like to know if you could share what sort of rituals do you practice? What do you do to work with your intentions? Some people are new with it. Some people, this is all brand new to them. You know, some people may not be interested, but I would love for you to share what sort of intentions, like what sort of ritualistic things you do. The word ritual just simply means, like here's G. What do I do at the beginning of a live, right? Or beginning of a video? I light my candle, okay? What do I do then? I take my sage and I light it, right? And so for me, in a sense, that's part of my ritual, okay? I know, like with Hollywood and the movies, the word ritual sometimes takes on a bad meaning, and it doesn't have to be anything bad. I grew up being raised Catholic, and wow, talk about rituals. The ceremony in church, right? The priest and everything that was done, the sacrament, I mean, just all rituals, very ritualistic. So, what are your rituals? What are the things that you do to help you work for intentions? Margaret, our emotions are our guidance system. We are pure positive being streaming down from source energy. When we think a thought, we know if it's right or bogus by how we feel. Excellent, Peggy. Margaret Marie, excellent. I love that. There's a lot of truth in that. Absolutely, there's a lot of truth in that. Think about that, guys. How many times were you doing something or talking to somebody and you're like, oh God, I don't have a good feeling. I have a really bad feeling about this, right? And if you didn't listen to your bad feeling, your gut feeling, what happened, right? Usually, if you listen to that, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, well, then you probably have been fortunate that you haven't encountered something where something really bad was about to happen. But if you've ever been there, if that something's ever happened that wasn't really wonderful at all, that was bad, and you knew you had a feeling, a strong feeling in advance. And everybody's going to be different how that feeling happens. I know a lot of people say a gut feeling, but not everybody gets that gut feeling, and that's okay. Again, it's about differences in how we receive information. And so how you get information, whether it's the gut feelings, whether it's, you literally hear something come in, whether it's something, I know Amy Brown's here, she gets feelings, and hers are very different than lots of other people. But again, it's about we're going to receive it differently. But just, here's the whole message, trust it. Trust it and see. And how do you do that? You experiment with it. You simply hesitate, you stop, you think, you back up, and you say, okay, I'm going to see what happens, right? And you just put it through a thought process first, and you find out. You pay attention, and you write down, you track, right? So what, Margaret, all right, if you think a thought and it feels bad to you, right, gotcha. Yes. And you know that the thought you are thinking is bogus. It's not true. Wait, let me reread that, Peggy. She said, if you think a thought and it feels bad to you, you experience a negative feeling, then you know that your inner being is not joining you in on that thought. Okay, I like that. Your inner being is not joining you in on that thought. When you think a thought and it feels good, then you know your inner being, who is source energy, agrees. Okay, very interesting. There is something I want to add to that too, Margaret. Peggy, something I want to add to that. There are times, depending upon who you are, some people, and I know this because by the people's charts I've looked at, their free will is very strong. There are people's charts I've seen where their ability to express their free will is actually stronger at birth than other individuals. This is true. I know you might say, gee, how can that be true? If I had a chart to show you and I could pinpoint these things, you could then see it and you would be like, oh, like, because but it's a true thing. It actually happens that way. So some beings have a stronger degree of freedom. Hold on one second. So if you have a stronger degree of freedom and there's a part of your ego, that says, but this is what I want. If your ego is so strong and your willpower is so strong, it can also tell you that, yes, this is right. And I'm only saying that because, well, I have personal experience at this, and I have a lot of people here that I know who are in this chat who've had this experience and who can understand this. Now, this is not necessarily for everybody. It's not across the borderline. It's not to say this is how that is for everybody. Margaret, your advice is good advice. It is sound advice. Always check with yourself first. Always check with your higher consciousness, your higher self first. Always go with him. All I wanted to do was added another layer of meaning, a deeper layer. Because again, there are some people here who understand what I'm saying. And Margaret, that's not to say that you don't understand. I'm not saying that at all. But just be aware of that. Be aware of the power of the ego and the power of your will. Because many times, if your willpower, your desire can sometimes override, believe it or not. And that's how people end up doing things that, they probably shouldn't do. So subliminal. Oh, wait, let me back up. Okay, you were on there. Okay. So subliminals, okay, if I see it in my mind, oh, there you go, subliminal, thank you. If I can see it in my mind, I can hold it in my hand. That's the power of first visualizing, right? First visualizing and knowing. If you can visualize it clearly, then you shall receive. You shall get that, right? So when powerful seeds get together, we heal the... Yes, John, absolutely. John, you brought up a good point. When the seeds get together, when the stars get together, we all get together, when we come into the star room, when the stars get together, if everybody can have the same thought and the same focus, imagine what you could do. Think about that. Let that marinate in your brains for a little bit. The moment you ask, the energy streams from you and becomes. Aho. Aho, Peggy, I like that. Every single thing you see was once a thought. Yes, absolutely. Right? Before it could be, it had to be a thought first. I agree. Team Gravely, yes, hello. Boy, I must have gone backwards. I know I said hello to Team Gravely already. We are. Energy doesn't lie. Yes. That's so true. Energy doesn't lie. And energy also doesn't say you are bad and you are good. Energy just is. It doesn't judge. It doesn't condemn. Energy just is. Sincere random content says energy doesn't lie. Absolutely. Absolutely. Cassie says, I would love to maybe do something with water for Earth new moons or fire for fire moons. That would be a good idea, Cassie. I totally agree. Totally agree. Yes. Thank you, bud. Hard to type on the phone, right? Who are you telling, sister? It's so hard. And try typing on the phone if you're laying on your stomach and you're on your elbows. Like try that one. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's hard to be accurate, and especially if you have fingers where the temperature in your hand is so cold, the phone is no longer recognizing that you're touching it. Try that one too. I totally understand. Margaret says, "Oh wait, let me back up." Yeah, right. I got you. I understand, Cassie. I hear you. So, Peggy, test your thoughts. If a thought feels good, then dwell on it and know it's right. If not, let it go and find out, right? Your inner being knows about that same thought. I agree. I'm going to read that again. Test your thoughts. If a thought feels good, then dwell on it and know it's right. If not, then you let it go and you find what your inner being knows about that same thought. That is Peggy going deep, going way deep. Okay, I go one way, you go the other way, and we keep the peace that way. I like that, Mama Kay. Absolutely. I go one way, you go the other, we keep the peace that way. That's good advice. The main thing is, I have this little mantra. If it harm none, let it be done. If it harm none, let it be done. Do not worry. Margaret says, do not worry what others think. You cannot create for them. Absolutely. Only yourself. Yes. Right? We're all responsible for our own source of our own well-being, self-love, right? Means self-care, self-maintenance. Mama Kay, can I share your story? I was on the phone with you before this live. Can I share your story about King? That dog, he is huge and he is so strong. Like he could have lugged that, he could have taken that mattress out of the house himself. easily. So if y'all don't know, go check out Chat with Kay. She has a recent, a short. Yeah, it's like 30 seconds, 60 seconds. She put her short up and she's got a Rottweiler. Her Rottweiler, his name is King, and he's her service dog, okay? So in the video, King is messing around with this big mattress and he's like going like that with it with his mouth. And it's like he's tugging it and you're seeing the thing move like as if it's not a big deal. And it's like, holy crap. So I was commenting, God, yeah, King could just take that thing outside all by himself. You wouldn't even need to help him. What made me think about that? The I go one way, you go the other. And then, yeah, Subliminal says BRB taking dogs out. What is, oh, I'm so lost now. But I saw the dog and I guess it made me think of King. That's just too darn funny. I have to wipe my nose again. So, okay, so we go back to Margaret here. Anyway, yeah, the King video was just really, the short was hilarious. Oh, bad dog moments. That's what it's bad. Yeah, it was hilarious. It was as if King was, that was his new chew toy or something. And it was like a king size mattress. It's insane. You got to go look at it. Okay, so Margaret, do not, okay, gotcha. Yes. I don't know how I end up going backwards on these chats. Right? Okay, so Margaret says they go forth from you. Yes, absolutely, and create. And they are based on emotions you are feeling. Yeah, Peggy, that's a good point. The thoughts that leave you, that's kind of something I was alluding to. Well, I don't think I was alluding to it. I think I was really clear about it in that video about, I'm trying to remember what the new title is that I put on it, but basically it's creating, right? It's working with the power of the law of attraction. And it's stating in there, it's showing you the breakdown of your thoughts, the thoughts, which is the sun power, your intellect, your emotions, which is the moon power, your emotions is the moon. And then this other thing, which is like your rising sign, your ascendant, in astrology, they pin that as like destiny. Like it's going to happen no matter what. And so the whole point of that video was to show that you can manipulate your destiny by using the power of your emotions and the power of your thought and learning how to combine them together, thereby changing the physical world, which is also the ascendant, right? Which is also the same point they call like the destiny, and it's going to happen because it's part of the cycles. But anyway, it's the law of attraction and understanding that your emotions are very much part of that. Yes, quiet the mind. You gotta love that. Yes, meditate. Some people can't meditate, Peggy. What would you say to those who can't meditate? Because I've known a lot of people who they would tell me multiple times, every time I close my eyes, I fall asleep. Or I don't know, there'd be like some people or some people would say, I just can't sit still that long without doing something if I'm not asleep, even if I'm sitting up. So what would your suggestion be? Do you have a suggestion? I would love to hear it. I know, and I know I've had suggestions for people, things that I've noticed, things that I've used, because like if you're tired, yeah, it's pretty simple to just go to sleep when you're trying to meditate. It's really easy to go to sleep. So we go ahead and look back at quiet your mind, team great. Okay, gotcha. So we are trying to elevate to a higher reality, right? Right? Got to go eat lunch now. Oh, please, Christine, go to sleep, go eat, go do whatever you need to go do to relax. I know you went to work. I appreciate you stopping by though. And again, that was Christine Peril, Perol. That's the Peril family vlog. They're kind of like Team Gravely. They've got like 5 or 6 channels. So you definitely want to check them out because they're great folks to have on your team. They come through. So let me see here. Meditate, and that allows you, gotcha, trending now. Okay, got that. So we too follow different ceremony during full moon and new moon. Yes, we do make a wish during moon. Okay, got you. Glad to hear that, Classy. Okay, that's awesome. Yes, Hoops, Family Network. Hello, Hoops. Thank you for being here. I know, I got comments everywhere. I'm trying to catch up. It's really nice to have everybody here in the star room, by the way. You are all just stars. And the more stars that show up, the brighter the room is. The brighter the room is. Awesome. Make sure to hit. Thank you, Hoops. I appreciate that. So, what, John, what does that mean? I'm a NOOB at this. Do the stars line up with the chakras? You know, John, yes, John, you know a lot. This is fascinating. Yes, there are certain stars that line up with each chakra. And I cannot give you that information right now. I'm not even going to try to make it up for you either. But to answer the question, yes. Okay. Victoria's sequence. Yeah, she's doing I think I said secret sequence. Got the water flowing. So, oh, there we go. There's the answer out of Oregon. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you and hello, Oregon. Awesome. Ah, classy. I would like to hear more about this. She says we follow strict cycles during women's cycle. Yeah, tell us a little bit more about that. Victoria's sequence has got a tree there. Almost 8 p.m. chow mein. Victoria, is that like a Christmas tree? Are you lighting up the star room? Because chat with Kay and I were talking about that earlier. That's hilarious. Hoops Family Network. Okay, awesome. That's none of my business information there. Yes, Taffy's probably outside wondering what the hell's going on. So 5 days we do quarantine. 5th day we take head shampoo and complete the formalities. Interesting. 5 days we do a quarantine. That's really interesting, Classy. A quarantine. So literally 5 days you stay alone for 5 days? Like you don't socialize with anybody for 5 days? What about family members? How does that work? I would like some clarity on that, Classy. That's pretty wild. I would never be able to master YouTube because it keeps changing. Yes, right? It changes all the time, right? So John says we had a Filipino dish called. Yes. Okay, John, you just a whole lot of Filipino language there. I saw that on your wife's channel, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And I was like, oh God, this looks so good. Okay. So I'm going to keep reading through the comments. What I want to do, yes, thank you, Sincere. I see you, sister. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. I see you. Cassie says, I have trouble meditating, but floating in a pool has helped me. Okay, so Cassie, let me get this straight. While you're in the pool floating, you're meditating? As long as you're on a raft, right? Like you're on like one of those rafts where you're like asleep type of thing. That's a really good idea. And Cassie, I totally believe this. Again, here comes water. Great conductor of energy. Totally believe that. I have some stories about the bathroom. I'm not going to share them here. But they're bathroom stories. They're crazy. But I've had some crazy experiences because of the water, right? When you're in a bathroom, there's a pipe going underneath that goes to the toilet. There's a pipe that's going to the sink. There's a pipe that's going to the tub. Anyway, there's a concentration of water in a small area. And yeah, I'll save that story for another time, but I've had some really crazy experiences. Yoga, I'm seeing yoga for meditation. Wait, let me back up. I hope I don't like when I skip over people's stuff. Some of this is hilarious though. I see some names I haven't seen before, which is great. Hello and welcome. I'll get to your name. Whoa, I'm seeing some really interesting stuff. Hold on, I have it twice in a minute. Okay, hold on. I'm lost. Hoops Paranormal's in the house. Thank you. Welcome, Hoops Paranormal. I saw you a couple of times. Marilyn H. Marilyn, what is up? It's late where you are, lady. Thank you. Marilyn, you're also out of Indiana. And I don't even know if you're still here, but welcome and thank you. There's quite a few people here that are from Indiana. And yeah, better late than never, sister. Better late than never. So Hoops Paranormal. Yes, I understand all that paranormal stuff. I'm a big paranormal fan. Absolutely. Thank you, Mama Kay, for working double duty here. I'm going to have to make you a mod. Hoops Paranormal, chat with Kay. Thank you. Charming Lion, looking forward to when I can replay this back and hear everything that's going on. Thank you, Charming Lion. I appreciate you letting us roll while you're working. Charming Lion is a seamstress, and she is working. She keeps us on in the background. She is awesome. So Cassie says, we were talking about unity and neighbors. So the neighbor's dog came to visit and escaped. So a dog literally came in. Virgo energy, Cassie. Is that what you were saying? Yes, domestic pets, they're Virgo energy, right? And the Virgo energy is at the opposite of the Piscean energy. We were talking about how Piscean energy is elusive, right? It's dreamy. So if domestic pets represent Piscean energy, and we understand that astrology is about the science of the wholes, what's at the opposite when we talk about, what's the opposite of domestic pets? Give me some answers. What's the opposite of that, right? Makes you wonder, are whales? We know that the sign of Pisces is the fish, right? But you can't ignore, you got to think about like whales and dolphins and their freaky knowledge. Like they just have so much wisdom. And I know it's like, gee, what are you talking about? Do you talk to them? Those animals, no. You read stories of people who've had experiences out in the ocean with people, like with whales, with dolphins, whales that have saved the lives. Oops, hold on a second. Star Room looks really good like that, but it looks really bad bad on the replay. So there were stories where whales came in and saved people's lives. The people had no idea like that there were sharks around them, and the whale came along and literally put themselves between the human being in the water and the shark. And I mean, and it's like, whoa, what? That blows my mind away. Blows my mind, John. He said, I saw the word rabbit come up on the screen. So that is so cool. The neighbor's dog just jumped out of his yard. I mean, okay. She will see her twice in a minute. The Hoops Family Network and the Hoops Paranormal. Yes, the Hoops Family Network and the Hoops Paranormal. Hoops has two channels. Hoops Family Network, it's a family channel, obviously. I mentioned them earlier in the show tonight because they just had a trip recently to either Walt Disney World, Walt Disneyland, whichever one's in Florida. I've never been there. So Hoops has been there, and yeah, they actually went somewhere else. Where else did you go, Hoops? It was after there. You were going. They had like Magic Kingdom or Magic Mountain. Maybe that's in the same place. I'm not familiar with all this, but anyhow, it's a family channel. Lots of good stuff there. They do a lot of food challenges. I do not partake in those. No, ma'am. Y'all do some stuff I will never do that I can't do. But yeah, lots of interest. They do some, I would almost call them, they're not necessarily documentaries, but very detailed, and there's something about details that we all have in common here. Whether it's checking out different locations, like beautiful locations too. Anyway, just go there and check them out and see for yourself and make your own decisions. But the Hoops Paranormal, I've spent a little time at your channel, not recently, but they literally go in on live investigations, like ghost hunting type of stuff. And they've got the camera there, so you might want to check them out for that too. Subliminal, yes. Subliminal radio. If I haven't talked that one up, go to Subliminal. Subliminal's got this. Subliminal is a metaphysician who works with sound and working with positive thoughts and how to retrain your ways of thinking. Big channel, does a really great job at that. Like she's got these really long videos that you can listen to while you're sleeping. So they're literally looping for like 8 to 12 hours straight, which is awesome. Absolutely awesome. So Chat with Kay says, wait a minute, let me back up here. Okay, so I'm probably just being nosy. All right. I'm here in the background. Thank you, Classy. We appreciate it. You're here cooking. You're having dinner. So Amy Brown, Eros is the female warrior, right? We're talking about Eris, right? E-R-I-S, right there. But that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. There's Eros, E-R-O-S, and then there's Eris. And yes, the female, some people regard her as like the feminine Mars energy. Some people say, well, it's Mars' sister. Eris is either way, it's that divine feminine energy that is not going to back down any longer, and she's ready to fight, right? So they kind of relate her to Mars for that reason. But we want to talk about Chariklo, right? We're going to get into Chariklo here. I know I've been taking a minute to get. Thank you. Eris, here we go. I like this. Amy Brown says Eris went into Aries in 1920. That's when women got to vote in the United States. Yes. Absolutely phenomenal. That's a really good point. In 1920, when women got the right to vote, okay, Eris, E-R-I-S, went into the sign of Aries. Aries means a new beginning, okay? That's what the sign of Aries means. It means a new beginning. It also represents who I am, my body and my identity, because that's what Aries represents. It represents your physical body. So Eris, the female, went into the sign of Aries, and in the 1920s, that's when women got to vote in the United States. This is astrology, folks. Like, you can't make this up. That's absolutely phenomenal. When females reclaimed her rightful place. Absolutely. Thank you for that. That's awesome. Thank you, John. You sound, but yes, thank you. Thank you, Lou S. I'm loving it. Yes, Classy. Thank you for being here. Okay, so Cassie and Classy, they're commenting back to back. It's very tricky. Try that. I write wishes on bay leaves. So here's Cassie sharing some things, some little ritualistic things she does, whether it's for intentions. So she says, I write wishes right on the bay leaves, and when they come true, I burn them. How cool. Cassie, where did you get that? This is a new one. I've never come across anybody who writes their wishes on a bay leaf. Wow. And when they come true, I burn them, or I write intentions down and burn them in this clay pot that I got from camp. Yes, I totally get that. Totally. So so this is her. So the bay leaf, that is so fascinating. I need to find out more about that bay leaf. I need to understand a little bit more about it. I just feel like I don't know enough about it. I know how we use it in seasoning, right? We put it in soups. We use it in recipes. It gives depth. Yeah, it's powerful. It is very powerful, actually. That's really cool, Cassie. And I'm all about food, so that'd be something I'd do for sure. Thank you, Cassie. That was awesome. Subliminal takes practice to always act on those feelings or thoughts that come randomly to you. Yeah, right? And discernment, right? Like what do you act on? What do you not act on? Warm water with lemon. I'm seeing that multiple times. I don't know how to explain it. I don't have a cold. I'm not ill, but I'm really sensitive to the air. So in the room that I'm in, it's a smaller room than I normally record in. But when the ventilation system kicks in, or I should say the heat, when the furnace kicks on, as soon as it kicks on, it's like I don't know, it just affects my throat immediately. But thank you, appreciate that. The Hoops Family Network and the Hoops Paranormal are still here. Excellent, I'm grateful. That's awesome. Appreciate anytime anybody shows up, and I'm very grateful. Oh, wait. Okay, so gotcha. Okay, I'm going to start. So who? AKLINGJI. Interesting. I don't know how to pronounce that. So I'm just going to call you G because I see the last part is JI. So are you Indian? Because I'm only saying that because I know some of the fellow YouTubers, my neighbors, when my name is G, they spell it just like, okay, we're back on? Okay. So EKLINGJI. Ego is strong and willpower is strong. Then we can stately, and have our power, our decision power. Yes, ego can be very strong and willpower is strong too. Some people, yeah, it's amazing, right? Hoops Paranormal, yes. So, ma'am, do you want some ginger? It would help with your good health. Thank you, I appreciate that. All right, okay, the Hoops family now. Yes, got you. Okay, having stars have miracle energy. Yeah, I am from India. Thank you. So you're from India. What time is it? I'm EKLINGJI. G. Ekling. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. You're from India. What time is it? And welcome to the live. Thank you for joining the rest of the stars. The more stars we get, the brighter it's going to be. Think about that. So chat with K, yes. Lou S, yes. Energy does not judge. Absolutely, energy does not judge. Okay, yes. I'm not sure what everyone's laughing about, but I'm glad you're having a good time. Trending, yes. Thank you for the love, yes. I don't know, Classy. I don't know if I'm talking to you or Cassie. Bad dog moments, yes. The Hoops Paranormal. I was waiting for King to take the mattress out. Absolutely, right? Hoops, I so totally was. I see your comment. I so totally was. I really thought King was going to take the mattress out. That's why I told Mama Kay, we need a part 2 on that short. I want to see King dragging it out of the house. By the way, Mama King had a squirrel in the house the other day. A squirrel. And this, I was on the phone with her, so she couldn't catch this on video, but I was on the phone with her while she was witnessing it, and she was relaying to me what was happening. So she's in her house, right? She's on the phone with me. We're talking, and she was like, gee, I had to call you because a squirrel just came in the house, and I know you're the animal person. She's like, this squirrel's sitting here looking at me. So I'm on the phone with her. I'm like, really? I said, first thing I said is, what is King doing? And she said, King's just sitting here. And I said, okay. And she said, I got some food over here, so he's staring at my food. And Mama Kay, I might forget some of the story and I might get it wrong, so please feel free to chime in on the chat and correct me. Mama Kay's like, yeah, King's sitting over there staring at my food. The squirrel's over here staring at me. And I'm like, really? She's like, yeah, G. She's like, now the squirrel's hiding it, climbed under the couch or something. She's like, what do I do? And I said, well, I don't think the squirrel's going to come out of hiding with King there. Like, King is a, how many pounds, Mama Kay? King is like a 170-pound Rottweiler, right? I said, I don't think the squirrel's going to come out of hiding with King sitting there, you know? So at one point while we're on the phone, you know, we're chuckling and talking. She said the squirrel is peeking out at her while we're on the phone. She sees the squirrel peeking out. So we're sitting there talking a little bit more. Before I know it, she's telling me, this squirrel is standing up looking at me. The squirrel came out and it's just looking at me. So the squirrel came out, is looking at Mama Kay. She's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And I said, hang up the damn phone and record it, for God's sake. So she hung up the phone. She would have to tell you the rest of the story, but it was hilarious. It was major, big time. But a squirrel, folks, think about this. What do squirrels do? Squirrels are really busy, and squirrels are always preparing, right? They're always getting ready for winter, right? They're always getting ready for a time when they don't have to work as hard. They're getting ready for a time when they know that food might not be as plentiful. So they're always preparing. So when squirrels come, when you have squirrel energy, and yes, Mama Kay, a squirrel came into your house. So a squirrel came to you, okay? Bottom line, a squirrel came to you. The thing with squirrel energy is you have to ask yourself, because it's all about being busy. And so it goes two ways in energy. It goes two ways. She said it goes two ways. It is either you're not busy enough, you're not preparing adequately, or you're too busy, you're working too hard. So only you have the answer to that, okay? And I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm not trying to say, hey, you need to answer this. All I'm saying is you need to hold that within for yourself and ask yourself those questions. Am I doing too much or am I not doing enough? And I know you are a busy lady, and that's all I'm going to say. So let's get on to the next thing here. Good night, Sincere. Thank you. Oh, God, I went backwards again. So, okay, I'm trying to get good here on the comments. Yes, I see, John. Thank you for showing up. If you got to go to bed, brother. Absolutely. People in, Indiana, I know you're ahead of us in time. SRF, are you still in the building? I feel horrible. I'm supposed to be talking about your chart. And so let me get on that right now, because we're already going on 11 o'clock. And typically my phone's going to have about an hour left of power. So I want to get real quick to this. Now, this is Mama Kate. I know. Tell them the story, Mama Kate. It was just an amazing story. So SRF, are you still in the building? Because I could always email you if you want. But what I want to talk about is Chariklo, okay? Oh, thank you, SRF. Thank you for being so patient. That's the thing about, anyway. So in her chart, okay, let me get to this. In her chart, Mama Kay, you can finish telling your story for the entertaining. What we're looking at, SRF, I hope you have your chart with you, because I kind of want to go over this with you, because I know that you also want the knowledge, and so that's wonderful. And I'm more than happy to do this, more than happy. So SRF, on your ascendant, right, to the left of your chart, right, it says AC, okay? It says AC, and you got the numbers 932, right? So that's 9 degrees and 32 minutes. Now, I'm not sure what kind of a chart you're looking at, but on my end, all right, you have your you have your north node on your ascendant, okay? Your north node is at 8 degrees and 39 minutes, all right? Now, on my end, you also have Pallas Athena on your ascendant. Your Pallas Athena is at 10 degrees and 15 minutes. So this adds a lot of Piscean potency to who you are, okay? Very creative energy because it enhances the Piscean energy. So dreamy, creative, Hollywood, right? Like anything Piscean, understanding we are all one, all the words for Piscean energy we talked about earlier, okay? It's on your ascendant. So this is how you appear to be. Only you could tell us if that's how you truly are. But you're a Pisces ascendant. You have an earth sun sign. You have the same sun sign I do. You have a Taurus sun sign, okay? And when I say sun sign, for people that are listening who don't know a lot about astrology, your sun sign is your birthday, okay? So for this person, you can't see her chart. I'm looking at it. She was born on May 18th, okay? If you were born on May 18th in the year 1970, okay, you have a Taurus sun sign, all right? Actually, you could even, I won't go into the details of that. It'll make things confusing. But you're a Taurus sun sign. So your birth date is your sun sign, all right? Your birth time gives you your rising sign, all right? So that's just a little bit of information right there. Now, having a Taurus sun sign means that SRF, you and I are going to understand a lot of things about each other because we share a similar sun sign. It's an earth sign, right? It's a fixed earth sign. So SRF, you have majority, right? You have 75, 80% of your Taurus energy in your second house of income. This is very nice because Taurus rules the second house. So in other words, Taurus is very comfortable here. It rules this place all the time, all right? And so it's very well placed, all right? It's very well placed. Now, your sun, on the other hand, when I look at 26 degrees on your sun sign, it's actually a 27 degrees sun sign because it's 26:56. It's 26 degrees and 56 minutes. And it's in your third house. You have like 5 degrees of Taurus in your third house. So when it comes to thinking about how to make money, okay, when it comes to thinking about it, you've got that Taurus bit, your Taurus sun in your third house. And because it's in your third house, it automatically makes, in your mind, it's like the third house is coworker energy. It's my neighbors. It's my community. So you have a sun sign that's there, all right? Now, with that sun sign there, it's sibling energy, okay? So this is going to make this very strong for you. Having coworkers that feel like siblings, having siblings that might feel like coworkers, meaning they might be a lot of work involved with them. So only you could tell us, but having your sun there, okay, having it in the house of Gemini, it first of all, your Taurus sun is fixed, right? Fixed air. I'm a twin. Oh, that is fascinating. You are a twin. Okay, that's really, so I would be interested to know if your twin, it's fascinating. Would your twin sometimes, I mean, this might sound stupid. Obviously, people's siblings can at times feel like work, but for a lot of people, their siblings can feel more like a best friend, right? It can feel more like a best friend for some people. For some people, they don't even talk to their siblings. So it's very different energy. But having your sun in your third house, right? That's so wild because I don't think if anybody's been a twin, I don't know it, and I've looked at their chart. But seeing this, that is really cool, actually. You've got your sun in the house of sibling, right? So it almost lends to twin type of energy. Really fascinating. So your moon is in an air sign, okay? Your moon is in Libra energy, 21 degrees and 25 minutes. So your moon is in air, but it's cardinal air, okay? Cardinal, okay, well, first I'll go to the moon. Your moon is your emotions, okay? And it's in Libra. And Libra is all about having significant one-on-one relationships. But then those relationships being fair and balanced, okay? So in a way, it makes you a diplomat, okay? It means that when people are relating one-on-one, you can step in and be that diplomat, actually, because your moon is there. You also might find that there may be parts of this for you that you may see, especially with people in marriage and in significant one-on-one relationships, because your moon is in your seventh house, right? I'm looking at it. It's right. It's a few degrees before your eighth house. So you've got your Pluto, you've got your Uranus, and you've got your Moon all in your seventh house. Wow. So sometimes people with Libran moons, because they want things so badly to be fair and equal and balanced, because in their minds, that is how things should be. If you have a moon in that, it emotionally satisfies you. So if it emotionally satisfies you, you would always, that would be very important to you, in other words, okay? If it's very important to you, there may be times where you force the hand, where you force it to be beautiful, where you force it to be fair. And I'm only mentioning that, well, because you've got a moon there. And you would have to be aware of that when you're with other people. Significant one-on-one relationships, that is, okay? And it doesn't mean that it has to be that way all the time. And as you age, as we all age, we grow up and we see these other parts of our personality, okay? And when we see those parts of our personality, we like, oh gosh, I was being a little controlling crap, and then, and we're like the fine wine, right? We get better as we age. And so when I relate this to your third house energy, when I relate this to your sun sign, there's an uncomfortableness at times. There can be an uncomfortableness. Fairness means a lot to me. Yeah, it definitely would, because your moon is in Libra, right? And Libra is all about being fair and balanced. But there can be an uncomfortable in the way that you express, the ability for you to talk and to relate. So even though fairness is very important to you, there may be an uncomfortableness when you are in a position where you have to talk about what should be fair or what shouldn't be fair. There may be an uncomfortableness because that moon is angling your sun in a way where there's like an annoyance factor involved in it. So you would just want to keep that in mind. The other thing that I definitely wanted to talk about was Chariklo, okay? So Chariklo, SRF, I'm not sure if you're aware of Chariklo. Chariklo is a feminine energy. I talked about it at the beginning when we started the live tonight. It's a feminine energy. It's a strong feminine energy. It's somebody who can be around, let's put it this way. Chariklo was the wife of Chiron, right? And what was Chiron? Chiron represented a wound. It represented somebody who was in pain, somebody who was suffering, okay? We relate it to wounds from a long time ago, okay? Wounds from a long time ago that we typically do not recognize, right? We know about them, but they were so hot to touch. They were so intense. It's something that we cannot emotionally deal with. It's that hot. It's too hot to handle. So your Chariklo is at 22 degrees and 51 minutes. Well, 22 degrees and 51 minutes is conjunct the 23 degrees Piscean new moon, the Piscean new moon. So I love this because it amplifies your ability for compassion for somebody who is suffering, for somebody who is not doing well, for someone who needs help, because that's what Chariklo did. That's what Chariklo did. Chariklo was there for Chiron when Chiron was hurting. Chariklo was there not so much to be the talker and to say, hey, it's going to be okay. Not to say that you can't be that for somebody. But Chariklo was more like the person who was there while somebody was going through something difficult, just to be present, just so that somebody would know they're not going through it alone. Okay? So you have Chariklo there at this point. So having a new moon on top of this, it's very significant to Chariklo for you. It's very personal for you, extremely personal. It has everything to do with your Chariklo being there, first of all, for yourself, because it's Chariklo in the first house. So it has to do with you. It has to do with appearances, with your appearance, with your body. But what happens is when we become more familiar with our own Chariklo and where it's placed, when we get through the processing and the self-love, and I don't mean get through, but when we give ourselves the love, when we give ourselves the time that we need, when we learn how to pamper ourselves, when we learn how to do for ourselves, we are that, I kind of started the beginning of this whole live tonight with talking about self-love is the best love, because it amps up the quality of what we can do for another. And so utilize this new moon. Utilize the power of this new moon to strengthen your Chariklo, to help you to not only work with self, okay, for Chariklo to be that voice inside of your health, to be your own best self coach, your own, you parent yourself, right? And it's not to say you don't do that or that you haven't developed that. There's no judgment here. It's just simply me telling you what is. But you have the ability, that's what this new moon is about. You'll have this ability to do this for somebody else, okay? You'll have this ability to do this for somebody else, which is lovely. It's a lovely thing. But because it's a new moon, you get to dream, you get to wish. So maybe you know somebody in your life who's going through something. Maybe you yourself are going through something. It's Chariklo's ability to assist in healing, to assist in Chiron's healing. Chariklo assists in healing an old wound, okay? And many times those old wounds, we don't want to talk about them. We don't want to think about them because they're so energetically hot that we can't deal with them. And there are many people here in this live. You have old wounds. You've been through experiences. You've had past things that happened in your life that went so deep. You buried them. You buried them. You buried them. And you don't want to bring them up. You don't want to talk about them. But we truly begin to heal when we get to the point, when we get to the place where we can not only, process them here, but then when we can share them, when we can talk about them. And it doesn't have to be necessarily a talking about them where it's, hey, I have center stage. You need to listen to me. You need to understand what I went through. I mean, that's kind of part of it. But what happens is when we heal and we get through all of that, we then get to a place where what we went through can help somebody else heal. Because then they have that camaraderie. They could be just going through what you went through 20 years ago, right? They could be just going through that very same thing. And they don't know anybody who could possibly understand what they're going through. And so Chariklo assists in healing. She assists in healing by simply having a presence. That's what Chariklo does. That is where her power is. So she helped Chiron heal by being present, by simply being present. So for this new moon, SRF, this is a big deal for you, okay? This is what you are going to do. Help another heal by simply being present. But it always starts with self first. And I'm bringing that up. Bonus time, right? I'm bringing that up because I noticed you are coming upon your Chiron return, okay? Chiron return is a beautiful thing. It's a very beautiful thing, but it's in your first house. You have Chiron in Aries. So there are wounds about self, right? There are wounds, self-thoughts about self. And I know this because it's in the sign of Aries. It's not just in your first house, but you have Chiron in Aries, all right? So there were things that happened, things that you heard, things that you saw. Something occurred when you were smaller. And this is at a very young age, very young. I mean, very young because it's Chiron in the first house. And where a planet is placed and in what house has to do with the timing of your life, like how old you were. Believe it or not, those locations of those planets, they tell how old you were, okay? So you were extremely young, but you were already born, right? Because it's past the ascendant. You already came out of the womb. My astrology partner isn't here. The details of that she would have in an instant to share, and she might even be in the chat sharing it. I don't know. But it's Chiron in the first house, even though you have the first house. But what happens when we're really small, when we're 1 year old, when we're smaller than 1 year old, right? When we're an infant. Things happen. People around us, our parents do things, say things. They have thoughts. And this leads us to the first part of the live. They carry thoughts. Maybe they didn't carry the very most positive thoughts, right? But as a child, whether you understand the language or the words, the child knows. The child feels. The child understands. It goes back to that language, the universal language, right? You don't have to know somebody's language to know what they're saying sometimes. They could be speaking Greek, right? Something that nobody, they could be speaking Latin, right? They could be speaking whatever, and you have no clue what they're saying. The first few months, thank you, Amy. First few months of birth, there was a wound, right? So maybe an event happened, maybe, I mean, who knows? I don't want to speculate, but something happened, something likely to the physical body, and very quite possibly to your head, because it's in the sign of Aries. And Aries is all about not just the physical body, but a focus on the head. Like I know I have a lot of planets in Aries, and so migraines, big deal. And my skull is very, very sensitive. Like what I just did was actually a little too hard. So, oh wow. Okay. SRF is chiming in. There were some things that were scary as a child. Well, you probably had an event, something probably happened physically to you, SRF, and you might not recall it. I understand this. I intimately understand this. Things happen and they're so tragic. We don't recall them. Okay. And this isn't to say go digging and saying, hey, I know something happened to me because I was on a live and somebody said something happened to me. And so I now need to go and talk to mom and dad. I need to search this out and I need to find out what happened. You know what? I'm not saying that, but having a Chiron return means you get to a place in your life where you stand up for yourself. When you can stand up for yourself, talk about things, when you find a voice about something about you that has to do with your appearance, and you just get to a stage where you feel good in your own skin. That's what a Chiron return means. Okay? Chiron return, for people who are listening, who haven't had one yet, they happen around the age of 50. Okay? And so when a person gets to that point, they start to get comfortable. They literally start to get within their stride of understanding who they are. And so if you're older than 50, if you can think back to that time in your life, you might have had an experience, you might have had a change about you where you realized got to a point where you were like, I don't care what somebody thinks about me, right? And then you found a voice and you could speak up and you could say, hey, whatever. I found my voice and, you might have said something about me and you could speak up for yourself. And so having it in Aries, right? Finding that voice, being comfortable with yourself and being able to stand up for who you are and your right to exist. When you were a child, hearing mom and dad arguing, right? How does that feel to a small child, right? It's almost, because God only knows what the argument's about, right? They might have been about money. That's typical, right? And so sometimes when we're little, we kind of feel like, oh my God, you almost feel like, do I even have the right to be here? The right to exist. Chiron in the sign of Aries. Those are keywords. So if anybody listening has the Chiron in the sign of Aries, it comes down to that. Your right to exist. It's your individuality, my right to exist. And it's just absolutely amazing. Because when you have that Chiron return, it helps to establish a sense of comfortableness. Like, okay, I accept who I am now. And you're coming upon it, sister. You are actually in the wave of it already. Your Chiron is at 9 degrees, and the transiting Chiron in Aries right now. Let me scroll down to the nitty gritties here. Where are you? You are hiding from me. Chiron in Aries right now is at 7 degrees and 35 minutes. So you're wading in the waters. Like the Chiron water, like it's up to your ankles right now. You're not knee deep in it yet. The water's not up to your waist yet. The Chiron waters isn't up to your waist yet. When it gets closer to matching that 9-degree mark, you're going to feel this. You're going to feel it and you're going to recognize it. And this is beautiful. Embrace it. And you're going to be like, okay, this is what G was talking about. I'm to embrace this. Just keep in mind this about something though, okay? And there's 2 things I have to tell you, okay? You want to keep in mind how you verbalize it, how you put it to words. And I just looked at the chart real quick and got confirmation on what I heard. You want to do that because as I'm looking, I see you have Mars in Gemini. Okay, well, tell me, people who are listening, astrology people, tell me something about Mars. She has Mars in Gemini, right? And she's got her Chiron in Aries, okay? Now, her Chiron in Arian energy, it's sextiling, right? It adds ease to the Gemini energy. But if you have Mars in Gemini, Mars is known as what? I'll talk about Gemini energy. Gemini energy is the ability to talk. So first of all, you may not have any problem talking. But that doesn't mean you're comfortable talking about yourself. Although you're doing a great job here tonight, so maybe you've already gotten over this. But maybe you're not comfortable talking about this wound. Okay, that's a really good possibility too. Having Mars in Gemini. Okay, so Mars, right? Gemini is sibling energy. Gemini is my neighbors. Gemini is business. business, talking about business, the numbers, the statistics, the details, the data, keeping track of the numbers. That's Gemini energy. Gemini is the talker, right? The communicator. It's how I think, right? If you have Mars in Gemini and it's how you think, you have Mars in your fourth house, even though it's in Gemini. I know this can be confusing because, yes, the way your chart is set up, first of all, very few people have a sign that perfectly fits in a house. Like if you're looking at a whole house system, then it perfectly fits, okay? I use a tropical Placidus system. And so for some people, even though I could be looking at a tropical Placidus, their sign may fit exactly within a house, okay? And that's perfectly fine. Yours does not do that, okay? Which is typical, all right? Yours doesn't do that. Yours, you have Gemini in your third and you have Gemini also in your fourth. So that lends to sibling energy in the home, your home now, okay? Having Mars there means if Mars is there, again, has anybody given me any answers yet on the chat as to give me some keywords for Mars? Mars in Gemini, Mars can be the fighter. It can be combative, okay? So if Mars is in Gemini, that means there could be combative words. But what comes before words? Thoughts. You could have combative thoughts, okay? And if you do have combative thoughts, it's going to be at home, okay? Because it's Mars at home, all right? So Mars is in your fourth house, all right? So maybe, I don't know how many siblings you had. Yes, right? Bring in some Mars words. Let's see what some keywords for that Martian energy is. When we have Mars, and so I want to say this, SRF, there's probably this understanding that you have you can have the inclination to be that way at times, and because of your awareness of it, would explain why you would bite your tongue. Because you see in your chart, 4 degrees away from your Mars, you have Venus. You have Venus right there. actually 5 degrees away. So Venus, I talk aggressively with my husband. I have no doubt in my mind about that. You're only going to do this at home. And even if you're not doing it only at home, then it would be with people who feel like family that you would be comfortable doing that with. But if you know that you can be assertive verbally, you're going to bite your tongue because Venus is right there. So Venus is actually helping you. The thing is, though, finding a way to talk about yourself and what you've been through and finding a voice for it, it doesn't mean you have to walk up to people and be like, I have something to say, and then just start blurting out, right? For me, a lot of my healing happened when I wrote. And there are writings and notebooks, stacks of notebooks that nobody's ever read but me. Nobody's ever read. So there are a lot of ways that you can find a voice for these things. It doesn't mean it has to be on YouTube. It doesn't mean you got to go on social media and start blabbing, but find a way to get it out and to talk about it. Now, again, you may already have found a way to do that, but when Chiron gets to there, when Chiron matches up, it will make you more comfortable talking about the self, okay? We also, along with this Chariklo, with your Chariklo at 22 degrees, it's not just the new moon, right? Because if you know what's going on up in the stars right now, we have Neptune, right? So I'm looking at your chart. Neptune is going to sit on top of your Chariklo. Neptune's going to actually sit on top of your Chariklo. Now, I haven't looked this far ahead because this will probably be in a year. Actually, no, it might be shorter than that. I'll have to look at it if you want me to, and to see what that's going to mean. Typically, what Neptune does is Neptune is very powerful, okay? Neptune can make things disappear, okay? Neptune can make things look blurry. It makes the details look blurry, right? Because Virgo's over here, which is clear and sharp details. Neptune / or Piscean energy makes details blurry, takes them away, or can make them disappear, okay? So what we're going to understand is that if you have Neptune sitting on top of Chariklo, well, if Chariklo has the ability to be the healer, and if Neptune comes along, I think that makes you a spiritual healer because you're combining the power of Neptune, right? You're combining, because Piscean energy, first of all, already is a healer. Piscean energy, when you have a lot of it in Piscean energy, it gives you that ability. And I can say this to you because you don't, it's not just your ascendant, okay? You have your North Node in Pisces, okay? And having a North Node in Pisces, this is something that you have it's an untapped power. Okay, your South Node is your superpower that you are well aware of. All right, and your superpower, your South Node, your superpower is in Virgo. Okay, that's your superpower, and it's in your seventh house. Okay, so it's very practical, logical, rational. It's in the seventh house, has to do with one-on-one relationships. Okay, that's your superpower. Right, that's on your descendant. Okay, getting together with a partner, your husband. You said you're married. It's going to be, yeah. It was the practicality, the things that made sense. You were able to connect the details on how this relationship would work, right? And so that's your superpower. You're really good at that. But it's the opposite side of your superpower. Your North Node is what your soul came in to do. It's what your soul came in to embrace, okay? And the whole point of that was when you embrace it, you have a knowledge there that you're going to share with us all. And if it's not us all, like in the YouTube community, you're going to share it with others who are, whether they're in your home, whether it's neighbors, whether it's people at work, you're going to share it with people that you come into contact with. Having a North Node in Pisces gives you the ability to be a spiritual healer. So sometimes spiritual healers can, again, you have Chariklo, sister. So, I have never actually met you, but I would love to maybe in the future hear, and you might even want to chat in tonight about connecting them with others, or relating messages and stories of maybe you have witnessed in the past something that you've done, that you witnessed yourself doing. And your North Node in Pisces, you have Pallas Athena in Pisces, you have Chariklo in Pisces. So you're not just a Pisces ascendant, okay? Because technically, your North Node in Pisces, technically, is in the 12th house. It's in your 12th house because your ascendant is at 932. So you're a spiritual healer, sister, okay? And that's phenomenal because I know that you always ask to be a part of the new moon and the full moon ceremonies. Sister, don't doubt your own powers, okay? And when I say your own powers, yes, everybody in the chat, of course, she's tapping into the Piscean, energy from Source. Source channels through us, okay? Source channels through each and every one of us. And so for you, the universal power can channel through you basically whether you're aware of it or not. And so you as an individual, as a human being, it's really you saying, okay, I need to, as your North Node, you're going to have to, I'm going to try to say that lightly because I said have to, but your soul really wants you to tap into this, really wants you to be more comfortable and to work with this more, okay? Do you have questions, SRF? Do you have specific questions pertaining to this? Because your chart was used tonight because you came in with the most questions as far as, okay, hey, gee, I looked up my 23 degrees Piscean energy and I have something at this and I have something at this and I have something at this. And I thought, I better take a look at this because you had a lot of different things coming through. So what I want you to do, SRF, if you can, is ask me, have I answered your questions? What else can I help you with? But the spiritual healer and channeling energy from source and being there for another being, just being present for them will really aid and assist in ways that are beyond what we can mentally grasp. Things happen. Power comes through. And it's your soul's power, sister. It's there. That's your North Node. It's your soul's power. You have that power in a big way because you have also Pluto in the seventh house. Pluto is also our solar power, SOULULAR. And so I want you to realize for yourself how powerful you are for people that you are close to. So you might want to get more comfortable with this if you have already aren't. I saw something that came through the chat real quick about that. And so you kind of sounded like you, or from what went through really fast, that you're familiar with this and you are aware of this. So I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. And again, if you have any questions pertaining to that, let me know. So Chariklo assists in healing by simply being present. It's simply you. You know, it's like that person who's going through a tough time and you're like, oh, geez, I've never been through that. I don't even know how to relate to them. You don't have to have been through it. It's your presence. It's by you just sitting there with them, just sitting there with them, just being available to listen that will actually give the healing. I know that's pretty deep. And there's people, whether they have these angles or not, they can relate to this. They understand, right? Especially if you've ever been somebody who's been through something and you're like, I just need to have somebody with me right now, right? How many times have you said that? I just need to have somebody to be with me right now after you went through something crazy, right? Let me try to tap in back into the chat, or maybe I don't need to. I don't know. Y'all seem to be running the chat on your own, which is beautiful. I love that. That's wonderful. We want that to happen. We've got like a half hour left, folks, I think, here. My candle's probably going to go out pretty soon. So SRF, please let me know if there's something else I should talk about. Let me try to see if I can... I see a lot of good nights. Good night, everybody who already left. Thank you for coming through and for being part of the live. It's beautiful. Let's see. Let's get to some people in the chat here who might have some questions. I see Cassie's coming up. She just came up on that screen. Yes, SRF said, fairness means a lot to me. Sincerely, Sean, thank you for being in the building. I see you here. No, my throat's feeling fine, Classy. My throat, anyway, it's a very temporary thing. It sounds, it's like a 20-second twitch or something. John says, I'm an Irish twin. SRF says, I'm a twin too. Yeah, that's so amazing. Well, John, we need to see your chart. I want to see the chart of another twin. Calling all twins. I would love to see your charts because I want to see if astrologically we can see it. I want to see if the planets can prove themselves. That's how I treat it. Prove yourself. Let's hear the Chariklo first, John. Okay, so all right. Let me scroll this way. Yes. Kundalini yoga. It's all about breathing. Okay. Opposite of domestic pets would be large pets. It's like whale, right? That's what I think, right, Cassie? So Amy Brown says you have severe ringing in your ears. Okay, well, I'm not sure. Okay, I know. Totally. Okay, I'll just mind my own business. How's that? I'll sit with chat with Kay. Always says, I'll mind my own business. I'm trying to get in the middle of a conversation I don't belong in. Thank you sincerely, Sean. Appreciate that. Yes. We love the hearts and the emojis, whatever you can do. She said, I can't handle having one channel. They're having 5 channels. Well, these families, they have 5 channels. They're individuals within the family, like Team Gravely. There's like a husband, a wife, a son or a daughter, cousins. And, you know what I'm saying? Like it's family. And they each have like their own channel. But anyway, so that's an example. And maybe I should just mind my own business. Again, let me get, John says, heading up to bed almost midnight. Yes. Cassie, about the rituals, my friend had good results with the bay leaves. They smell so good when you burn them. I'm going to be trying this, sister. Especially if they smell good. I've never heard anybody say that. They clear the area just like sage. Cool. Her first intention was to lose weight, and she did. Awesome. Love hearing that. A lot of people, yeah, find out what's going on in different ways to help create. Kicks up dust, trying house plants in the room. Yes. Yeah, the whole house plant thing is difficult because we have cats. Taffy and Zoe would go to town. You know, it's all the Piscean energy. I understand it. It really is. So I have a bunch of extra. Yes, I know, right? I have to try this thing with the bay leaves. Sounds awesome. So Charming Lion, Venter's Air Vent. Thank you, Charming Lion. I see that. Thank you very much. Sensitivity. Yes. So yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm repeating something somebody already clarified. You doing good telling this. Okay. Trending now. Okay, I'm just going to pass. Okay, I was freaky. Yes, let me get past that. Okay. Probably. Okay, so let me get to John saying good night. Good night, John. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, that was so funny. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. Da, 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 da. Yes, indeed. Okay, Sheila. Sheila's vlog is in the house. Sheila, I am really sorry. You've probably been here for a while. Sheila, I have to talk to you. I need help. I hope you're still here. Maybe you'll see this. Maybe you're not. I don't know. But I'm going to need your help starting up on that other platform. I went to there and I got accepted on my phone. But when I went on the desktop, I'm like in the wrong place. I'm at the wrong website. I don't know where I'm at. Anyway, it's asking me to go to, I forget the name of it. It definitely wasn't the right one because I caught your video. I caught your live stream, the replay, where you talk. Oh, thank you, Sheila. I caught your live stream when you were, it sent me to some place called Alibaba.com or something. So I'm like, I am not in the right place. So when I saw your live and you showed, I realized I am in the wrong place altogether. So today I spent a lot of part of the day preparing for the live. And so I didn't get to go through the details and to redo it. So I'm going to do that and I'm going to get to it. And so I know I was in the wrong place. Sheila, I am on WhatsApp. I might need to be on the phone with you. I don't know. I didn't think it would be this difficult for me. I feel really stupid, but anyway. So let me see here. Yes, yes, yes. Fairness. Okay. Yes, Miss G, everyone, I'm preparing to go out, but we'll be listening. Thank you, Sheila. You're awesome. You're amazing. Okay. Hello. Yes, yes, yes. I didn't know. Good night, G. Good night, Classy Cookery. Thank you for stopping through. John says, what if Chariklo was in a past life? Well, John, that's really interesting that you said that. That's really, really interesting. In a chart, what we typically look at is the moon for your past life. Okay. So I'll give an example. SRF's chart, she has her moon in Libra. Her moon is in Libra. So what does that mean? If your moon represents your past and Libra represents significant one-on-one relationships, this is marriage partners. So does that mean that SRF could right now be married to somebody that she was married to in the past life? It sure could. It absolutely sure could. This might not be the first time around for them being husband and wife. It absolutely could be that. I just want to throw that out there real quick. Let's see. This live is fire. Oh, awesome, Mama Kay. Thank you very much for that. I like seeing that. Thank you. The support, the encouragement helps. So I love when I see people who say they're going to bed and they're still here in the chat. That's lovely. That's pretty strong. That says a lot. Because I think John said goodnight like 3 times already. Yes, indeed, I totally agree. Opening up or sharing in order to heal. Yeah, good content. I felt a real connection tonight with the knowledge you dropped. Thank you, John. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you being here and saying that. I appreciate that. Keep chatting with each other. Yes, because it helps. It does. It really does. The algorithm later on. Thank you, Mama Kay. Mama Kay, I'm surprised you're still hanging with us. I'm honored. My first, okay, so yes, I read that part in the thing. And that came up at the right time, Amy Brown. It was like right on the screen. It said, first house is the first few months. That was so perfect. So yeah, SRF said my dad was silent. Oh, my dad was silent but scary. And my mom yelled all the time. Ugh. Yikes. Did you have nightmares? Because Piscean energy is all about dreams. You could have really, really clear dreams, nightmares, right? Yeah, that's a big deal. Yes. Thank you, SRS, for sharing your chart. I know. When I get to be a big girl, when I grow up, I'm going to figure out how to be able to do a live and have the chart on the screen. So as I'm talking about it, I'm pointing at it. So y'all don't have to necessarily see me the entire time. When I'm talking about a chart, you can see what I'm pointing to and it'll make even more sense. But I'm not there yet. So, yes, good night, Classy. Good night, Classy. I think I said good night. Yes, self-love. Amy Brown, Chiron return. You finally start to feel like you. Amen, right? Ooh, I see somebody else in the house tonight that just popped up on the screen. This is a good channel, by the way. Gopal Roy Motivation. He just popped up on the screen. All these channels are good channels, but go check that channel out. I love that channel because it's all about knowledge. I'm always learning something over there. Always learning something. And it's random, but it's usually, lately at least anyway, it's been about people that are in the, I won't say in the news, but they're people who are somebody. They've done something, whether they're movie stars or actors or sports people, right? And then you get like these little biographies about them. So I've learned a lot over there. Love that. And thank you for showing up. Where are you at, by the way? I don't know how to say your name. Gopal Roy Motivation. Where are you watching us from? And what time is it where you're at? I want to know that because I don't know that about you at all. Let me see. John, totally agree. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. She said yes, my dear, but God. I don't want to think about that too seriously. I feel for you, SRF. I really do. So Trending Now has a question. She says, Sis G, can you look up my chart when you have time? August 29th, 1970. Okay, she's giving me the details right here. Awesome. Born around 8 p.m. So let me ask you this question. If you're still here, I don't think you are. You might be. But you can watch this on the replay. You're giving me a birth time, and it says around 8 p.m. Does that mean that you don't have a birth certificate and that this is handed down from family type of thing? Does that mean that you have a birth certificate? You don't know where it is? Oh, I see it. Thank you. I see it. Wrote it down. Thank you. So thank you. Okay, got it. So the only thing you want to be aware is if you're given a birth time that is around, okay, we can still get a lot of information from the chart. And having the hour is a big deal, that you can say it's around 8 p.m. We can definitely take a look. And definitely, if you want it to be highlighted on the next Saturday's live, we can do that. Totally. Would be happy to. More than happy to. So SRF says, I've always had that feeling that something did happen to my head. I have a place on it that doesn't seem like I would have been born with it. Okay, wait a minute. I have to reread this. I have always had that feeling that something did happen to my head. I have a place on it, on my head, that doesn't seem like I would have been born with it. So there's something on your head, SRF, is that what you mean? Well, you have a wound there, definitely, because it's Chiron in Aries. That's fascinating that you always had that feeling. You know, things happen to kids when, that was a really young age. And so I can be, yeah, I'm really clear in saying that I don't have any memory before like 4 years old. I don't have any memory that I can say that I have a memory of. And then even at 4 or 5 years old, I can literally tell you maybe 4 or 5 events on one hand, literally, of memories at that age. And then I don't, yeah, then there's like a gap, a big gap. Yeah, so everybody's different. Like Amy Brown, she's here. Oh my God, she could tell you things from an age that's like, you would look at her and be like, that's a lie. Because I don't see how, but I see her chart. She's got Mercury on her ascendant. So yeah, she remembers everything. Everything about self and what self has gone through. Mercury on the ascendant, definitely. So yes, thank you. Chiron return when you just start feeling like you and feeling comfortable with it. Feeling comfortable with it. That is what's so cool. Okay, got it. Maria Christina Pirro, we got. Okay, trending. Okay, got it. Okay, so Amy Brown was in touch with you. Good. So that you guys know, right? Amy Brown, if you were to look at some of the older astrology videos, this is my astrology partner. Okay, so when she's asking you questions or clarifying, yeah, she's an astrologer. She knows what she's talking about. And she's also a college educator, too, which is why you weren't seeing her. That's why I threw that in there. So, yes, Lou S., Mars equals action and the ego and the self. Absolutely. Right. Some more words for Mars, my body. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mars can be very aggressive and assertive, right? Mars can be very assertive. Mars was born, I like to say, with a knife in each hand. See, my candle went out. So now it's up to the phone to carry us through to the rest. Let me see if I can get a gauge on my battery. I don't want the, I know, I think on the last one, the live just suddenly ended because the phone went dead. So what I'll do is we've got like a solid 10 more minutes left, okay? And I'm going to get to, so if you have any questions, get them in right now real quick. Any last minute, or if you feel like you need a message from the universe, like there might be something here for you. Let me scroll then and stop babbling. I do have aggressive talk, but usually with my husband. Okay, I'm good at holding everything in, yeah. Okay, I could see that. Your chart, yeah, I could totally see. I see Mars as energy, so Mars like gaining energy in the house it's in. Yeah, yeah, Cassie, that's a really good point. Wherever Mars goes, as it travels, where if it, whatever new sign it entered, like it just entered the sign of Gemini, right? Mars just entered Gemini a few days ago, right? So if Mars has just entered the sign of Gemini, it activates the Gemini energy, right? It's an activator. So if Gemini is thinking and talking, we can definitely expect an increase in thinking and talking, which is really difficult right now because we have Mercury conjunct Jupiter. So in other words, we have two things happening up in the sky right now where if you can't go to sleep because your mind won't shut off, there's multiple reasons why, right? We've got Jupiter conjunct Mercury. Actually, I think Mercury's pulling off of Jupiter a little bit, which will help. But then we also have Mars in Gemini energy. So it also means that communication and talking may become more assertive than usual, okay? And Gemini energy is our neighbors also, right? So it's social media, right? It's the internet. It's YouTube, okay? Any social platform. Your social neighbors, your digital neighbors, right? And so Mars showing up there means there's going to be more action. More people are going to show up. There's going to be more of that going on. There's going to be more communicating going on. And you may feel like you want to talk more with your sibling because Gemini energy is sibling. It is neighbors. So it's your physical neighbors too, okay? The neighbors out back, right? But it's also coworker energy, right? It represents networking, okay? It's the way you think and communicate. So I also see okay, I read that one. 12, okay, yes, Chat with Kay says that wait, Chat with Kay, back up. You have 12 brothers? So you have 13? You come from a family of 13, not 12? I thought it was 12. She says 12 brothers, and I'm the only girl. Yeah. Well, Chat with Kay is going to say that she talks aggressively because she's got 12 brothers. But I've seen Chat with Kay's chart. I've seen her chart. Her Mars is in her third house. Okay, so, and her Mars is in her third house, and her Mars exactly, I mean exactly squares her moon in Leo. So what does that mean? Oh yeah, it means watch out. She will tell you this. She will say, what's her new saying? I love it. Chat with Kay, what is this? What does she say? I'm hood and I'm holy, or something like that. Which one do you want to talk to today, right? Do you want to talk to the holy girl or you want to talk to the hood girl? Because either one can come out. Which one you want to talk to? But it's her moon, right? It's her moon. It's her Mars squaring her moon in Leo energy, which is if I need to roar, I can roar. And because it's squared up with Mars, if the roaring comes to combative words, watch out, because Mars is going to cut deeply with its knife. That's what the Mars squaring moon in Leo means, okay? There we go. Amy Brown says Mars is forward energy, active, masculine, aggressive. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Yes, I have done. Yep. I know Lou S, right? Lou S? Lou S is my blood sibling here in the chat. I don't know if any of you see this. Lou S said that Chat with Kay Hamlet, whoa, 12 brothers is intense. Lou S understands. Lou S is one of 12. There's not 12 brothers though. It's 8 girls and 4 boys. So SRF, I've always been pulled towards spirituality and healing. Yes, yes, Amy Brown, double healing ability. Absolutely, SRF, double healing ability. Well, SRF, so I want to know, like, is this something that you have you, like, sought that out in terms of asking yourself, maybe I could actually do this. Like maybe people would actually seek me out. Have you ever experimented with it, because I think you would do wonderful. I mean, your chart says it's just innately in you. You have this gift, you have this ability. And so that could also, do you do any artwork? Do you do anything? I know you do something that beautifies because you have a strong Venus. Yeah, obviously Venus conjunct Mars, you're going to have a strong Venus, right? Because Mars gives Venus strength. Venus is all about making people beauty, making something beauty, making art. It's fine art, right? It's food, right? Making food beautiful, making it taste beautiful, look beautiful. You could be an artist, fine art artist. You could be somebody who, yeah, whether you do hair or makeup, making people beautiful in some way. But that may give people healing as well, right? So, you know what? SRF, if you do anything like that, you may actually be channeling that sort of energy while you're with people one on one. And that may happen. You know what I mean? That may actually happen when you're working with those people. Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating when we combine it all together. I love it. So let me see here. Amy is amazing. Yes. Yes. Let me back up though. Okay, so Lou S. Wait a minute. Oh gosh, hold on. I'm sorry guys. I got lost again. Charming Lines Day is finally over. I see that. Don't take it personally, guys. I'm all over the chat now. I'm kind of, if you need to talk to me, I don't know if you guys know this or not, for those people who are not YouTubers, if you at all astrology in the chat, it lights up and I see it faster. Okay. So when we get to the last 10 minutes, that I kind of need you to do that. If there's something that you need me to see, it would help. Let me see here. I think I got to where I'm at. I think I got back to where I am. Double healing ability. Yes, I love. Okay. Yes. Okay. Sincere. Good night, everyone. Okay. I already said. John said good night. Yes. Okay. I know I'm kind of. Okay. So SRF says it confused me when I looked at it. Thank you. And yes, you told me a lot. Thank you. Oh, good. I'm glad, SRF. Thank you. Thank you. Cassie says my Chariklo is on my IC. IC is your home, Cassie. So there's healing in your home. I take that to mean my home, is my healer. Yes, yes. There's healing in the home. Absolutely. Absolutely. Cassie, it's also going to have a lot to do with past life stuff too, right? That IC, that's moon ruled. So it's past life. So, Cassie, were you a healer in your past life? Could be. Absolutely. You've got the IC, you've got Chariklo there. That's powerful, Cassie. But yeah, you're home, being at home. So you like being at home, I'm assuming, because obviously that would, yeah, there's some healing that happens. That's, oh, a miracle, Lewis. No way. No way. Alabama in the house. Oh, I'm excited. Hello, sweet girl. Oh my God, a miracle, Lewis. Hello. No way. Hi, baby girl. Oh, thank you for saying hello to her. Oh my gosh. A miracle Lewis, well, she's grown now. She's a big girl now. Now she's, how old are you, a miracle? Now you're like, I'm not going to say, because if I say the wrong age, then I'm just bad. Oh, miracle, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you showed up and said hello. Thank you. It's so good to see you. Miracle Lewis, you have a birthday coming up in April. Yes, you do. That's a Taurus sun sign there. America was born the day after my birthday. She was born April 24th. Yes, she was. All right, so let me see. All right, so it makes, okay, so Amy and Cassie, good. Have a comment. My Laura does the thing with the Bailey. Really? Where did she learn that from? My Laura does the thing with the bay leaves. Well, you make tea with your bay leaves? Wow. Like tea you drink, right? I never thought of that. That's a good idea. What does that taste like? Sheila said no. No Alibaba. I know. Like I said, Sheila, I might need your help. I might need you on the phone. I just feel so, yeah, I feel so inadequate for some reason. I'm like, how can I not do this? I was able to do you. Anyway, I'm like, how could I not figure this out? I need my tissue again. Oh, thank you, Mama Kay. She said this was a great live. So yeah, Charming Line. Where did Laura do this thing with the bay leaves? How did she learn that? I would love to know that. I would love to know that. Thank you for being here, Miss Sheila. Sheila's Vlog, another great channel. Sheila, where are you chiming in from? Sheila from Korea, right? Actually, Sheila is from Zimbabwe, watching from Korea. She's got a great channel, great vlog. She can teach you a language. She can, oh my God. She does all the Korean cooking. Sheila vlogs all the time, live streams all the time. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Sheila. Please do that because I'm lost. And I have to, I want to tread carefully how I begin this other platform. I want to tread carefully. Direct message, I got you. Okay, Sheila's vlog, yeah, I'm brain dead. Yes, I see you, baby girl. Thank you for the emojis. Just keep piling them on. Okay, Sheila, can I have it? Yeah, Mama Kay, you are definitely we're gonna get you on there too. Charming Lion, past life, didn't know. Yes, Charming Lion, I'm so glad I shared something you didn't know. That's awesome. I have people here who are so smart with astrology that I'm like, okay, I have to be able to have something they don't know. And there's that other channel from India, Gopal. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong. Gopal Roy Motivation. Awesome. Wrote it down. Okay, thank you. At Allastrology, here we go. Planets planets at 22 and 24 on one of the charts in the home. How will that be impacted by the new moon? That 22 and that 24, Lou S., what sign are those in? That will help me. You said that if there are planets at 22 and 24 on one of the charts in the home, how will that be impacted by the new moon? What sign are those in? Are they in the sign of Pisces? Is that what that means? That the 22 degrees and the 24 are in the sign of Pisces? That just means that this is going to give them power. And then also, what are those planets? That would also be a factor. If you want to go into more depth about this through email, we can, because I know I'm being cognizant of the timing here. But knowing if those 22 and 24, do they square the Piscean energy? Are they conjunct the Piscean energy, or do they square the Piscean energy? Are they trining the Piscean energy? They may be in a water sign. So if those other 22 and 24s are in a water sign, that means they trine it, okay? So you're looking for the squares, okay? If it's a square, then that means it's uncomfortable, it's difficult. That's what it means. And depending upon what those planets are will tell us how difficult. However, if it's Venus, oh my God, it's Venus. Here we go. It's Venus. Okay, so this is all good news so far. I'm seeing it popping back up. It just popped up there. So for Lou S, what I just saw, there's a 22 degrees Taurus. Okay, well, Taurus sextiles Piscean energy, which means it helps. It helps. It's a good thing. The 24 degrees Venus in Libra. Okay, it's 24 degrees in Libra. First of all, it's Venus. There's never a bad square with Venus. Okay, Venus is beautiful. Typically Venus brings gifts because Venus likes peace. Okay, Venus likes things to be fair and balanced. So what I'm saying, Lewis, is I think this is all good, actually. I think this is all good. We've got the Libran energy here. It's the 24 degrees in Libra. So how does Libra energy relate? What kind of conversation does it have with the Piscean energy? Well, technically, it's like 5 houses away, right? So technically, it's an inconjunct. Technically, it's an uncomfortable or an irritation, right? Because it's 5 houses away. But because it's Venus energy, what that means is if there's an irritation, if there's something uncomfortable, because it's Venus energy, it means feminine, means a woman in someone's life, okay? Typically, because it's Venus, it wouldn't necessarily be a mother energy. It would be more like a partnership energy because it's Venus energy, okay? So keep that in mind, all right? Let me see. Let me get to because we're winding down. I'm going to, I don't want the phone to just shut down all of a sudden. So I see the phone saying that in 3 minutes we'll have been live, if I'm not mistaken, for 3 hours. So we literally are dwindling down by the minutes here. Let me go to the next at. And so if there's anything I didn't get to tonight, just go down below this video. I forgot to mention that. For anybody who's here in the chat, make sure that, well, actually, I'm going to put the video on private. And for those who aren't monetized, you'll understand once you're monetized. Once you put the video on, there's reasons you do it. That's all you need to know. We can talk about it later. Chat with Kay taught me that. It made sense. So Charming Lion says bay leaves with cinnamon sticks, add honey. Okay, so I guess that's good for a good, ooh, that would be a good tea. Thank you. Laura has read a lot of herbology. Ah, herbology. Fascinating. Cool. Sounds like Laura can teach us some things. Sheila from Korea, thank you for the shout out. Yes, I saw your comment on my Chainflix channel. Yes, Sheila. Yes, Chainflix is a new platform. I don't know anything about it, so I can't talk a lot about it. I'm not there yet. I'm halfway there. I've been talking about wanting to go on another platform, and I am wanting to go on another platform. And Chainflix is out of Korea. My chart shows I would have actually greater success in foreign lands. So there's that. But I'm not there yet officially because I have no stuff on there. But I'll still be here. I'm just trying to figure out, right, Chainflix, right? At Chainflix, you get coins, you get cryptocurrency for watching and for uploading, for being a creator. So for those of you who are out there, that information is there. Okay, this is, there is never a bad aspect with Venus. No, because Venus comes through and she brings gifts. She likes peace. She likes harmony. Venus likes harmony. Typically, yeah, if you were to look up in a book, even when Venus is squaring, it says positive things. So what we're going to do is I'm going to say thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. If I could go longer, I would. And I can. It's just that my phone can't. And if I plug in the charger, it will be that messed up sound. So I am going to end this with repeating a quote I began this night off with, which is by S.L. Over Studio. They are a YouTube channel. And it is, coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success. So thank you for showing up in the star room. You are all stars. I hope I got to everybody. Again, I'm going to be here next Saturday at the same time, okay? And Amy Brown, thank you so much for your help. Chat with Kay, thank you so much for your help. Everybody else, please, thank you so much for your help. SRF, thank you for allowing me to use your chart. Lou S., thank you for coming in. A Miracle, Charming Lion. Again, Amy Brown, thank you. The help, I needed it. Trending now. There's so many people in the chat. This is beautiful. I'm really grateful, and I'm super grateful for everybody hanging in with me. Cassie, yes, you always have excellent comments. Tina, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yay, America, I see you. Thank you so much. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for staying strong. This is phenomenal. Everyone's staying really strong. This helps all astrology. The more that the channel gets helped out, the more I'm free to help you guys out in ways that you guys want help, right? With the charts. And so that's what we want. Free up, allow me to be able to do what I do best, right? Give messages, do that kind of work. And thank you everyone so much for showing up. You are all stars.